Firebear. Hello. Yes. Hi.
Hey, Firebrand. I am good. Yeah, nothing to complain about, really. What are you looking at me, sir? Why are you doing that? So far, so good. How goes your day? And let me see. What resume is this? This is a... Okay, this is 74. This is a data analyst. Let's see. Recent grad, less experience. Okay, that does not really help me. Anyway. But yeah. Nothing to complain about. I mean, my day... I'm kind of a night owl, honestly. So, most of my day doesn't start till a little later in the morning, and then I work later in the night. But, there we go. I've always been a night owl. All right. They want a data scientist or not. Just chilling? Yeah, chilling is good. I fully get that. That I will. That is what I'm going to do when I'm going on vacation in like a week and a half. That is when I'm going to chill. That is my chill time. I'm still going to be working a little bit, but not at a feverish pace. So, they wanted a data analyst. Okay, they really need to pick because data analysts are going to have... Okay, this is a senior data analyst, but I think senior would still be efficient for the keywords for this one. So, all right, we're going to get people... Also, sound good, music good, just checking. I want to make sure it's right because apparently my microphone keeps going to the wrong microphone for some reason, but I just want to make sure that's right. So, and I really can't tell from this end, which I really don't like. So, maybe I should move my mic over there because I talk to my right a lot. That is... Okay, cool. This person did their full name and everything, so I can't see it, but... Let's see, yeah, I think my goal is, while I'm on vacation, is to work on my resume guide a bit. And then I'll start in a minute or two. But yeah, I want to work on my resume guide because I think that would be helpful. Currently, what it is, which isn't, it's not done at all yet, is this, even though that's getting cut out a little bit. But it's essentially going to be broken down into like how to use this guide, resume rules, formatting, bullet points, interview stuff, FAQ, and then frequent terms. And then I think I'll just give people like public access to this one. Not so much that they can edit it, because I don't want them to edit it. But yeah, I'm going to fill this out and make it clearer to use. Which I know people can't. I think if I switch this, people can actually see this real quick. Where'd it go? Yeah, here. So yeah, this will be ideally... It's still hard to see from this angle. But yeah, so that's probably what I'm going to be doing. I saw it this morning. I checked it this morning, Omni. I'm glad you forgave me. A skills section? By the way, the question was how much raise to ask for. Yeah, I did answer. I did answer this morning. Answer like 30 minutes ago. But the skills section... Gosh, maybe... Yeah, I think a skills section could be good, which is qualifications and keywords, and then we can have like a title, which would be here. But yeah, essentially you need to know that beforehand, Omni, essentially. Like anytime you, this goes for everybody with negotiations in general, is you always need to go into it with a firm number. No, I think qualifications and keyword is not bad, actually, Firebrand. Like an extra... you know what? I get it. Sorry. That was funny, but you actually hit a salient point. I mean, it's... Do you know how much you want? Is it 5%? Like, you need a firm number. Like whenever you go to negotiation, you have your meeting in some time. You need a firm number, right? And I can't tell you what that number is because I don't know your boss or you enough to know what is sufficient. But so this would be essentially title. This would be qualifications and keywords, and then this would be last updated. Last updated, because I would definitely need to update it because those things can change. So, and then maybe a warning on that. I know what I want they can't give. What is like a normal? I mean, there's not. Typically, a normal raise amount is 3%, which is also why companies usually lose talent because inflation is higher. So, a average salary ask for a average one is going to be 3%. But that's not necessarily enough to keep with inflation, which is why you get people to leave. So, I think anything above 3 is above average. Like the average is low. That's kind of the problem. And I've recruited a lot of people who are like, yeah, I've had 3 years of getting 3% raises, and that hasn't kept up. They've lost money. So average is 3%, but 3% doesn't keep talent. So I don't know. Yeah, 3% per year. I mean, here's the thing is, I know you're asking me what to ask for average, but I don't know what you're comfortable with. Like, I don't necessarily know your base salary. I don't know all your benefits packages. That's why I can't give you a firm number. Is that has to be like, what are you comfortable with? Average is 3%, but average isn't a lot. 5% is solid, I think, because like, let's see, how much was inflation? Inflation last year. I guess it was like 2%. What was the inflation in the last 2 months? 2.9%. But it's also sporadic based on it. But I mean, like, look, you can ask for 5, and then maybe they'll go lower to 3. But you need your walk away amount, and that's kind of hard because you don't have a lot of leverage. And I know I'm using this leverage correctly. This is how you use leverage. Okay, I will see Discord. Okay. You make that. Yeah, you probably are. Again, though, your company's going through layoffs, so what would get you to that number would be more than, 10%, more than 10%. It was like 9% 2 years ago. Yeah, that's kind of the problem. If you want average, it's 3%. Average is low. If you'd like, say, hey, X is making Y, and I was hoping to make equivalent to that or close to that. Or if not that, would there be anything that I could be given? But you don't have a lot of leverage here. 6% is huge. Most companies don't do that. So which they should, honestly, because that's how they lose talent if they don't. But that not every company does it. I mean, I would maybe shoot for 5%, or maybe like a cost of living increase. 6K, not 6%. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, you could just use that bargaining chip, which is essentially like, hey, we were promised this. I can try and find the email, but it happened at X. I know the company is doing Y, but could I get either a blank raise or potentially a 6K just one-time bonus? A company is more likely to do a one-time bonus. So from a company's perspective, like you mean 6K increase. Okay. Yeah. What would that be? I don't even know. Based on that, 6K increase would be like a lot. I mean, that's almost like 8% or something. But yeah, it's tough. Maybe shoot for. That's the thing is, I can't. This is not something I can directly tell you what you should shoot for, because I don't know it. Like it's not me. Like if I was in your situation, I would be happy with a 3% raise so that I could use that to start looking for other jobs. So that's kind of the issue, is how long are you planning on staying there? How much do you want to fight for it? Because again, if your company's been going through some troubled times, you may be painting a target on your back. So, like, truthfully for me, I would use it as a cost of living thing and say maybe if I could get a one-time bonus of X, and then while you get that one-time bonus, you can hopefully leave for another job in between then. Which, there may be a clawback on it too, but... yeah, so there may be other avenues that they can give you that you may want, but it may be tough to justify a percentage increase of that. And it does look like you were what is your job title? Because again, we can kind of look that up real quick. I think it's data analyst or something. I don't remember your exact title. Investment analyst. All right. So this is gonna vary. Yes. So you are. It looks like. Let me move this up. It looks like you are... how many years of experience do you have? It does look like you are underpaid. Yeah, admittedly 3+. Let's see, this is... yeah, it looks like you're underpaid. Yeah, it looks like you're underpaid. I mean, admittedly, if there's any immigration stuff, that eats up part of the budget. So, but this definitely does look like you're underpaid. Because, like, this is remote and it was $75K. Let's see, investment analyst. Yeah, well, this is San Jose. We can't count. San Jose's prices are crazy. Oh, if they're not doing any immigration stuff, Bear, come here. What are you doing? Why are you so itchy? Then, yeah, you're underpaid, I would say. That's my guess based on this. So, is just by a quick glance, is it looks like it starts at about $75K for remote jobs with 3+ years. So, yeah, like 5 days ago, 3 people applied. Can I copy link? Like here, like try this one. If you have to send it to anywhere, maybe this. Because this is 3+ years, which it seems like you already have. This starts at $75K, which they probably won't give you the bare minimum. Hopefully not. So yeah, it looks like, it really does look like the... and here is why the 3% raises have issues. This is why people... This is for companies. But this is why companies can't keep talent if they give a 3% raise. Is a couple of years ago, your salary was average, but you haven't been getting raises, so now your salary is low. And I'm going to make a educated guess based on this that yes, your salary is low by about 5 or 6K. Actually, it seems to be a bare minimum of 3K-ish. Give like 3 to 5K off, which is specifically because you did not get raises, so you've actually lost money. Yeah, like, I mean, in New York, that's different. New York is crazy. But it's New York, that's New York. Financial investment compound, financial analyst at Rails. Ooh, Nicholas, you're in trouble. You need to have the pay. That is a law in California. Unless it's here lower and I missed it. No. Nicholas, you've got to put the pay. It's not okay to not put the pay. But yeah, just be careful because you may be putting a target on your back. I'm just warning you. Like, your boss may want to keep you, but if they say, hey, this Omni's asking for a raise, the person above it may go, yeah, well, cool, we're going to have to lay people off. They're the perfect person for it because they're looking to leave anyway. So, but yeah, I would just start applying. Okay, back to work. No worries, good luck. Just be careful. I don't want you to be like, welp, I'm laid off. Because if I was in your situation, I don't know if I'd even bring up salary. Because the company ain't doing the hottest. So, I do wish you the best of luck and see what they say. Alright, let's do this resume. This is a resume of a data analyst or software engineer. We can't do both of those. The differences between a data analyst and a software engineer in keywords alone are massive. SQL and some AI and maybe one language are going to be accurate, and but the rest of it is going to be different. So for this, we are not reviewing the software engineer. We are reviewing the data analyst because those are different. So data analyst keywords we are looking for are SQL, Excel, Tableau, Power BI, AI, ML, Jira, Python, R, leadership, SME, data visualizations, ETL, stakeholders, and that you solved issues with data. SME is subject matter expert. Also, this is going to be that you have can explain complex topics to people that are not knowledgeable in your field. So you just said that you are a recent grad, and we don't know how much you've applied to. So for data analyst. This is massive and does not help you. I don't need this. Again, like, also there's a lot of stuff here that I don't even care about. Hugging face. Ugh, it's such a weird word. IT words are weird. But anyway, we're completely ignoring this because it doesn't help. Also, I cannot scroll up because they put their full contact information. I don't want to show that. So this skill section can be deleted. This, actually, normally this should be 2 lines. You need to do this for 2 lines. I wouldn't do more than 2. Keep this as 1, and then keep this as the second line. So yeah, condense these 2, and then that should be fine. Also, there's too much bolding. ARFID lab intern. Again, this should be 1 line. Let's see. So, implemented automated scripts to organize the ingested pipeline. That could be one. Increased throughput processing using read data and to analyst stages. Analysis is a good word, but engineered and advanced multilingual real-time feature using STFT Libroso libraries. Okay, and deep learning architecture, don't care. Develop GPU, don't care. JavaScript, we're not looking for that, don't care. JavaScript would be if you're doing full stack or front end, but again, you didn't tell me what kind of software engineer, so regardless, I don't know. Designed an automated pipeline, again, don't care. Develop visualization, here we go. So for specifically, if we're looking at a data analyst, because again, the keywords are going to be different, which is what we're doing. This takes me this long. Oh yeah, people can't even see it. This long to get to the first sentence that I actually care about, which is developed data visualizations. And that is it. And graphic live display. This is good. JavaScript, PHP, HTML, CSS, that'd be good for front end or full stack dev, but we're looking at data analyst. Remember, you cannot use the same resume for both. SQL, fine. MongoDB, no. Amazon S3, no. Engineer predictive models, models could work. So yeah, this would not fly as a data analyst. There's almost nothing here as if I'd be looking for specifically as a data analyst. As a software engineer, this is kind of I'd say it's kind of front end, but we're still missing keywords for it. So this is what I want you to do because this resume fails at both data analysts and software engineers. I need you to split this into 2 resumes. For data analyst, this is what you're going to do. For software engineer, I don't know what you're going to do because I don't know if you're front end, back end, or full stack. I'm assuming you're full stack or front end, in which case you're going to, I mean, look, there's a ton of videos here where I show those keywords. You should know those keywords. Just look at like almost any other video. There's usually a single full stack or front end in one of them. So yeah, this would not fly with any data analyst or software engineer. Your formatting is slightly off, but again, the formatting is not the biggest problem. The biggest problem is the bullet points are too generalized. This goes for everybody. Generalized resumes never work. I want to be clear. Resumes are specifically job title specific. And if you ever do a generalized resume, your resume will fail. So I want to make sure people understand that because generalized resumes do not work. And that is a big problem because people usually try to do a jack of all trades resume, which does not work. So this doesn't work as a data analyst or a software engineer. You need different bullet points for both of them. Although you have a couple of good ones for software engineer, but not enough. So let's move on to the next resume. Clem, let me give the dog a treat. Oh, yeah, I said the word treat and he perked up. Yeah, you want a treat? Look at your little tail wag. Look at what tail wag. I'm getting it. Oh, okay. Are you ready? You've been ignoring me all day today. Actually, you've been very needy, truthfully. So stay. We're working on your focus. Stay. Stay. Go get it. Good boy. You're a good boy. Yeah, you can thank Clem for that. Yes. Clem gave you a treat. There we go. Yes, I know. You liked it. Can you say thank you to Clem? You're not saying anything? Is it because you're a dog and you cannot talk? And you can only borf? I wonder if I could teach you to borf on command. Actually, that would probably spike the mic too much, so maybe not. He has a very loud bark. A very, very loud bark. See that. Resume. That's done. I wonder if I'm going to have enough content for when I'm on vacation to just put this up. Because I have almost a week set up, so I think that's going to be enough. That's my hope, is that I get enough resumes so that I don't miss an upload day. Okay, this is gone. This is going to be the final of that video series. Okay, that one's good, and then we can go over here. They didn't say anything. They just said data scientist. Okay, that's fine. Data scientist. There we go. And now this is legible. Ah ha 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 ha. That was that Mandark laugh from Dexter's Laboratory that is probably no one knows. Alright. Matt, when I get my first big YouTube check for like $5, I think I'm fixing the lighting in this room and maybe getting a better camera so that I'm not shiny so much. The shiny lighted recruiter. Alright, they did not tell me anything about themselves, so I guess we just go. This is a resume review of a, not data analyst, that was the last one. This is a resume of a data scientist, which does in fact have different keywords, which I have changed. So, their ratio is 75 to 1, which is not great at all. IT is still in a slump, so again, that's like barely passing C-. What we're going to be looking for a data scientist is R, Python, SQL, Cloud, Machine Learning, Pandas, NumPy, Scikit-learn, Modeling, Hypothesis Testing, Experimental Design, Visualization Tools, Cassandra, Hadoop, Spark, Tableau, CI/CD, Complex Technical Concepts to explain to non-technical stakeholders. Whew, there we go. Said it in one breath. So yeah, that's what we're going to be looking for. Especially this one, I think is very critical that a lot of people miss is, look, you're supposed to be, and this is something that is kind of the same with the data analyst, is you're one of the experts on the data. You're going to have to explain to people like me why your percentage increase of 13 point bajillion makes sense and why I should make changes to the business based on it. So it could also be not necessarily just stakeholders, could be clients or customers, really is depends. I know clients, customers are different than stakeholders, but it's sort of, it can count sort of as the same keyword. So let's look. This doesn't need to be bolded, but otherwise that is fine. You also really don't need these lines here. Data science intern. Contributed to 1 million in savings by identifying high impact AI. AI is one opportunity in guiding an initiative through feasibility studies and analysis of structured and unstructured data, ensuring between. Okay, so the problem with this is it fails this right here. This is too complex. I need you to break this down and make it simpler, right? I want you to say something like identified opportunities in the business structure for AI which allowed us to save money or something, right? You're gonna need to explain this in a way that your tech illiterate friend or parent or uncle or aunt would understand it, and I don't think they would be able to do it from that. So this fails a little bit as a summary sentence because it really does need to be that broad, like that simplified. Extracted, transformed, and analyzed using SQL and Python. Yeah, that one's good. To build robust data pipelines, deliver actionable statistical insight, reducing. This is okay. The problem is, like, I need you to, if this was actionable statistical insight, I need this to show what it did. You didn't tell me what or why this worked. Worked cross-functionally. I guess that's okay for data scientists. To integrate additional data in AI into Sentry, reducing costs, quantifying impact to Sentry studies, decreasing resource requirements. That one's okay. Create and presented data through Python, NumPy, Pandas, and Excel. That's good. Okay, this should be higher up. This is a fantastic sentence. Created and presented data visualizations using Python, MATLAB, Python, C++, Pandas, and Excel to convey insights to non-technical stakeholders, support data-driven decision-making, and align recommendations with business priorities. This should be higher up. This is a perfect sentence. And in fact, I think one of your issues is because of the bolding and the formatting, and I feel like the text is a little smaller than it should be 10.5 Arial, is they may miss that. And that's a fantastic sentence. This is a great sentence. Develop machine learning models. You want to put machine learning and then put parentheses ML next to it. Using Python and NLP, that's fine. Assuring product development time. This is, again, fine. Provided technical guidance for community AI and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, a lot of this is too dense. And it's clear you're a smart person because you got a master's in applied data science, right? Like, I don't even know what would be in data science 101. But this is too technical. And the person specifically reading your resume first is not technical. And this is why you're having a ratio of 1 to 75, is if they can get past the giant wall of text that is hard to read, they will find some of the keywords they want. So I'm going to need you to simplify this a little bit. I think this is your best sentence. This is a fantastic sentence. This gives like half the darn keywords that I'm looking for. And just make it easier to read. I think this is more of a formatting problem, and then maybe you can tweak the bullet points a little bit. So to summarize, half of your bullet points are fantastic, but they're in the later half of this. The other half are kind of iffy. You may need to change them, mainly just to simplify it more, to add a little bit more of the keywords, and to just make it easier to digest. And your formatting is hurting you because of all the bolding. It's actually taking away from the good keywords. So again, not a bad resume. You just really need to fix the formatting in a couple of bullet points, and I think we're going to put that ratio from like 1 to 75 to maybe like 1 to 40, 1 to 50. So, but you definitely have the right idea, and you have fantastic keywords. And people are like, well, hold on, why are you not looking at all of this, Lee? And the answer is I found what I needed here. Like, recruiters don't need, if you find what you're looking for as a recruiter, you move them forward. You don't need to go through the rest of the resume. So, but yeah, overall, okay, could be better, but I can still see why you're passing. This is the final resume of this video, so I want to thank you all for joining me. And if you need more help, stop by my live stream. The link is below, or submit your resume. That's where I do these live, and I help people more so than I can with the YouTube videos. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I appreciate all of you. I could not keep doing this without you all, and thank you. I will see you all in the next video. All right. How do you phrase or write a bullet point about explaining technical concepts to non-technical stakeholders? I can write that real quick. I do understand that's a little difficult, so give me a second. All right. Because we're having an ad in 20 seconds, so I will do that after the ad. Error? What do you mean error? Why does it just say error? I don't, stop putting everything into OneDrive. I don't need everything into one. I make a ton of videos. There's no way those fit into OneDrive. Pause syncing, quit OneDrive. I don't need it. The video's gone. I can download it from Twitch. It's so annoying. He's like a billion gigs. Nope, don't start it. Don't start it. Don't start it. Okay. Oh, come on, computer. Please. No, stop. Okay, I'll do that one in a second. So, actually, I think this is a solid one. What font is this? Is this Arial? Alright, so created and presented data visualization in Python to provide independent Excel to cite insights to non-technical stakeholders. Where they X based on my insights. Actually, I think it's just that. That's kind of it. Nope. Oh gosh, 74.5. Okay. Is there anything else created and presented? I mean, you could just say, yeah, created and presented data visualization, so how to convey insights to non-textual, where they were able to change X based on my insights. Okay, I mean, yeah, that's kind of it. That's actually a solid version of it. What is this? Entry-level software engineer. Okay, so Firebrand, I actually think they mostly did this right. You can really just say, like, created and presented data visualization using X and Y to convey insights to non-technical stakeholders, and then you can say something like, in our weekly one-on-ones, where they did X based on my insights, right? Like, when you're giving the data, the reason you're giving the data to them is either to convince them to do something you want, or alternatively to show that they're on the right track doing what they want. So that's kind of what I want you to say, is the result of it is, did you change their minds, or did you confirm what they wanted to hear? Or change, like, if they wanted to say, like here's an example. Let's say I'm a stakeholder, and I'm on my YouTube channel, whatever, and I want to know, hey, when I have my face in the thumbnail, does it generate more views? I think it does. And then you go through the data and you say, actually, when they see your ugly mug, your view count decreases. And then you would say essentially, let's see, using data collected from Headless Headhunter's YouTube pages, I explained the using data collected data from Headless Headhunter YouTube and presented it visually using X, Y, and Z to Lee, where he made a change to the business based on that. So does that make sense? My mind is a little tired, but I hope that made sense. Is the reason you're collecting data is for a reason. Like, they don't just say, hey, there's 10 rocks outside, collect data for that. They tell you to collect the data for a reason. So that is the reason they want to know. And it's typically to know if they are on the right track, to confirm what they think, or for you to convince them. And that's all you need to really say, is just like that. Okay, you said, so something like created X using Y, yeah, to convey argument to non-technical stakeholders, resulting them in something new, different compared to before. Changing mind enough, or should be quantitative. Hey, Foam, how you doing? Welcome. It actually, so here's the thing, Firebrand, they don't have to change their mind even. It's, why are you collecting the data, right? You could actually confirm, like, they really could be knowing, like, I think putting my face on the thumbnails is a good idea. And then you can say, confirming what they knew so they could keep doing it. And all that has to be explained, it is that your insights did something, right? It doesn't have to be a brag. If you're convincing them, it has to be a brag, but sometimes you're really just, confirming it. And you know what? Here is actually an example from recruiting. But yeah, how you doing, foam? So, using our data on, our like, blah, 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 using data given to us through our EEO questions, I presented it using XY to our stakeholders, where it confirmed their suspicions that our company was on the right track, that kind of thing. Because companies do, or at least they did, like for DEI and stuff, which I cannot believe is now a bad word. I hate that fact. DEI is good. For companies, it's helpful, and for people, is you need to look through that data to make sure you're on the right track. Because that's what those EEOC statements are when you sign in. It's what is your gender, what is your race, blah, 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 is specifically to understand that companies are on the right track with their hiring initiatives. So all you have to show is that your data was useful, right? And that your data was useful. I think that's kind of the big thing, is your data was useful. Why was it useful? It can be convincing. It can be changing their mind, or it could be telling them something they know to confirm. Does that make sense? Let's see. This is the story of a girl. The whole world. Where am I at? Is this the right one? First name, last name. Okay, yes, it is. Braid. I see. So basically, giving the impression of I did the grunt work of collating and pretending to confirm, condense using said data. Yes, correct. That is the correct way to do it. Because that is kind of your job, right? Your job is to dig through the data and let them know what it actually means. Because I wouldn't be able to dig through that. I don't know enough of the cosines, the variables, the potatoes, and the phlebotomies. I don't know. But you need to present it to people that are non-technical so that they can understand. Because that is kind of your real job, is to do the grunt work of digging through the data to say, hey, if you do X, Y will happen based on the data we have. So, entry-level software engineering positions. Okay, no one tells me. You need to tell me what kind of software position you are. I do know it's going to be SQL and cloud. That's like... Actually, is SQL and cloud as necessary for front end? Let me look at what I actually have in my keywords here, because that may not be the case. Yeah, SQL and cloud is probably going to be beneficial. That makes sense, and also the two results that could occur from this is either confirming or convincing. I mean, I feel like confirming and convincing is a very broad way of saying it, truthfully, right? Like, they could be stuck on they could not know. They honestly could not know the right path, and that's what you do. The point is you show them how to make the decision correctly, right? Like, it's trying to think of an example that I could do is, I'm gonna go with my thumbnails, right? Like, truthfully, right now, I don't know how to do a thumbnail or a title for my videos. I don't know enough about clickbait stuff, truthfully, to do that. And if you dug through my videos and you dug through the analytical data, you could say that Haley, which also I hate the word Haley because that's my least favorite name. You could say, Haley, when you have your face on a picture, you get approximately 13% more views. When you have every other letter capitalized, you actually have a decrease in views of 0.5%. In addition, when you post at 6 a.m. versus 5 a.m., you have a difference in view counts. And that would actually be actionable data for me to use, because there's a lot of analysis stuff in YouTube that I don't understand. And it's hard for me to personally find that. And I know that's like a YouTube content creator stuff, but that is kind of the example is the data is given a reason, right? There's a lot of data so that you can make actionable insights. So that's kind of what I'm going for. So it can be confirming, it can be convincing, or it could just be presenting the data so that they can make up their mind on what is the most efficient path. So, because like and here's an example of even when the data would show it would be good, it's not necessarily your decision. Is if I started every video with a high-pitched voice of, "Hey guys, how you doing?" And that got like 25% more views, I still would not do that on my videos because it would hurt my voice. So even though that would lead to a statistical increase, there are other costs I have to consider as the stakeholder. That is probably the weirdest analogies I've ever made using YouTube. But anyway, yeah, so that's kind of the point. And again, it really will depend on your role in the company, because sometimes you are there to convince, sometimes you are there to confirm, sometimes you are there to present the data so that they can make the decision. And that's going to vary based on what the managers want. So, but yeah, that's the basic principle of how to say you've used data for stakeholders. Excuse me. I hate acid reflux so bad. My new acid reflux pills are coming in today, so I'm really hoping there's no more Rick and Morty style burps on camera, because I hate those. It's unprofessional and I don't like it. So let's see, they graduated in May 2024 and they're thinking pre-master to get more work. Pass the 1 year gap, they wouldn't be eligible for entry, and in case, how should I do my job search? Okay. So, let's begin. This is a resume of an entry-level software engineer. So, what we're going to be looking for is going to really depend on what kind of software engineer. They did not tell me. And in addition, if anybody needs more help than these videos give, below this video in the description is a link to my Twitch. That is where that is my office hours, where I help people live through like job search questions, interview questions, that kind of thing. Stuff that I can't really do via YouTube. So anyway, I hope y'all like, comment, and subscribe. It's really helpful to me. And let's go to this entry-level software engineer. So they graduated last year and they haven't been able to get a job, and they're worried if they get past the 1 year gap, then they won't be eligible for entry-level software roles. Not really. It's 2 years is when you start having an issue. Typically in gaps, it's 2 years. That's the break point of, ooh, that's gonna make it problematic. But let's see. And they also want to know if they should continue to masters, get more experience, and that I cannot. That's not something I am able to tell you if you should go for an master's. But I can tell you that we really want to be specific in what you're searching for. So for internships and during college, this doesn't matter. But once you're getting your real first like paid software job, you do need to specify if you're front end, back end, or full stack. And if you are back end, what type of language. So that is going to matter very much for your first job. So let's see if we can't find what type of engineer you are immediately. So education, this should be one line, not needed for anything longer than one line. Software engineer intern, that's fine. This does not need to be bolded. It can just be italicized in a small space between them where the line was. But design and develop responsive user interface for clients using React and Tailwind, that's fine. Integrated front-end features with API using RESTful. Led to the migration from traditional to Tailwind, that's okay. WordPress to React. Applied Python to automate. So, except for the Python, I am assuming this reads like a front-end dev. I don't actually know what kind of dev you're really looking for, but this really does read like a front-end dev. So I'm going to assume this is a front-end dev, in which case I have those keywords saved. These would be the keywords. So I actually see React. I see a CSS. I see Tailwind. I see RESTful. I see APIs. And I see WordPress, which actually is good for front-end. But if you're going for front-end positions, I need JavaScript. I need HTML. I still need SQL, which I don't think I found. And Docker, Jira, that could be a benefit. Vue next. So here's the thing. This is going to be your core if you're looking for a front-end developer position, okay? it's going to be JavaScript, React, Angular, JS, HTML, CSS, and PHP. And I'm missing some of those. And I want those kind of in the first and the second lines. Then I really do need SQL, and WordPress is solid. So I think that's kind of your issue is this reads like a front-end dev, which maybe you're trying to go for full stack. I don't know. But there's just not enough info to move forward as a front-end dev. You do need JavaScript, React, HTML, CSS, and PHP, and sometimes Angular. So, which this doesn't count. It does not count. Salesforce certified. I don't know if these would count. Yeah. So yeah, there's just not enough here, right? And then if we're going down here, I see the same thing, which is specifically Next.js, which is solid. Next.js is one. And Tailwind and React. It's almost entirely Tailwind, React. Sorry, it's almost entirely React and CSS. I'm missing the other stuff. So I would keep applying to jobs, but the reason you're not getting forward is you're missing like half the keywords. If you're not looking specifically for front end, then this resume needs to be changed. And truthfully, what you should do is have a front end resume and maybe a back end resume and then maybe a full stack resume. But this reads like a almost front end resume. There's just not enough. So that's all I can really say is there's just not enough keywords and the formatting is slightly off, but this is really a case of just not enough keywords. So could I move this forward in this market? Probably not, no. Because I don't see the basics that I need here. So let's go to the next resume. They did their full contact information. Perfect. Let's see, that is 75 1 M 75 1 Scrum Agile. Yeah, it's nice. I know I didn't see it here and it was in the keywords, but you don't necessarily have to have all of it. But also, I'm not really expecting a fresh grad to really have Scrum and Agile. I know sometimes they teach that, but not always. So I didn't want to like freak them out, but if they had it, I guess I should have mentioned that in the video, which is fair. Because again, like you don't necessarily have to have all of these. Typically, you want about 75%. In IT, you kind of want 85%. But realistically, they probably would not have maybe Cloud or Agile Scrum right here. So, SQL too, which I really did need, which I hope they understood. Because it's just like, I don't know, I haven't really seen that in any of them, and I don't want to be like, you need that, because not everybody has that. And I think that's really more of a bonus, truthfully, that I should probably change, is Scrum and Agile, but I'll have to look it over again. So, okay, hold on. This person did their full information, so let me just make sure I don't dox them. And move this down, and move this down, move this down. Okay. There we go. All right. And who and to what? Oh, they are front end. That's actually kind of easy. They are, in fact, front end. Okay, that makes it real easy. 2 in a row. Okay, education. Okay, they didn't really give me anything here. 50 is solid. For this resume, that is not an error. We actually have 2 front-end devs in a row. So this person is not in the United States, so fair warning to the person that I'm reviewing this. I've not really recruited outside the United States before, so take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. But it does look like this resume is kind of working. You didn't tell me anything about it, but you did say the ratio is 1 to 50, which is solid. So what we're going to be looking for is exactly the same. Also, I did want to state that I forgot to mention in the previous video, Scrum and Agile is very nice to have, and it's good to have, but if you are a very beginner front-end dev, it's possible you're not going to have it. So, but the real kicker in what we need is SQL and this stuff right here. So, let's see if this resume passes, which it should. I like the formatting, it's fine already. I cannot go up because you put your full name on it, but developed a restaurant app using HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React.js, and RESTful API, resulting in a visual appealing AI. I actually like this. I would probably... You kind of have to prove this one, but I don't want to nitpick too much. Like, why was it visually appealing? Did the customer come back and say, yo, front-end dev, that's amazing. I think it's visually appealing. Like, if you got kudos for that, that's fine to put it in. Develop customer sort chat application using Angular, TypeScript, Tailwind, CSS. Yeah, that's fine. TypeScript is for more full stack. So, used Git, that's good. Developed a recruitment application. Interesting. Using React.js, HCC, Bootstrap, resulting in that. Enhance an existing project. Not releasing 24 improved performance. Okay, so this sounds weird. Enhanced an application resulting in 24% improved performance. Okay, but an increased CEO satisfaction? Just say, like, here's why. Like, I once recruited for a position, and one of the stakeholders said, hey, Lee, thank you so much. I appreciate what you've done for this position. And I wrote that on my resume as, after filling a tough-to-fill position, one of the stakeholders came and personally congratulated me. So you can just say, enhance an existing application by doing X and Y, where the CEO personally said, good job. But I am going to need some keywords here. Wrote unit tests in Jest. This made product bug-free. I don't know if this is actually going to be a keyword or not. But, and again, I can't scroll up. I'm missing SQL. I need SQL here. I think that is the biggest thing I'm missing is SQL. Primarily SQL. But also the fact that you're getting 1 in 50 is solid as well. And then this, which people, I cannot scroll back up again, but and you can see some of this. Translated Figma UI UX is fine. Responsive HTML SaaS query, yeah. So it is solid. I'm just really missing SQL, maybe WordPress, and then I think you wrote a couple of these sentences weirdly, like these two. So, and yeah, that's kind of it. But otherwise, I think this is solid. This would probably pass a lot, and I think because you're getting 1 to 50, that's why it's passing. So, good job. I like it. And somebody in my chat just said, React and Angular use TypeScript, not just Node. That is maybe the case. I just have not seen TypeScript on a lot of pure front-end ones. So, that is just what the job description I've seen, but it may be different in Egypt, because I've never recruited in Egypt. So, let's move to the next resume. Overall, solid. Does big famous company name have much of a pull nowadays, especially for tech? For example, who worked at Fang being more prized and more forgiving for not having certain keywords versus a non-Fang person? Yes. Again, I want to be clear there, Buggy. My reason for that is for front-end devs, I haven't seen a lot of TypeScript, but maybe I'm wrong there. But like front-end dev, we can go over here. In fact, here, there are 1,300 front-end dev jobs, and then we can do TypeScript. Okay, maybe I'm wrong there. That actually seems like I am wrong, and I need to add that as a keyword. No, okay, this is why I don't really like... Okay, I really don't like LinkedIn's Boolean search, because it doesn't always... Let's do front end specifically first. Front end. So now there are 5,000. That's better. And TypeScript. There we go. Okay, so a quarter of them have it, which actually is kind of solid. So... It's any of those. It's any of those. It could be any of those, and I don't want to type it all out, but it could be any of those. I just want to do a quick thing, and it seems like a fifth of them do. So, Yeah, kind of for real. But yeah, it seems like a fifth of them do, which is, you know what? I think that's enough for me to put it into the bonus section. So bonus TypeScript. Cool. All right, so Firebrand, the answer to that question is in tech, does it? You know, I don't know. I think it depends on what you did at that company. So, if you said, say, let's see, what even is, it's like manga now or something. Mange is the actual one. Let's say you were at Facebook and it said, designed our chat feature, right? Boom, instant, you're golden. But if you say like, designed, I guess, the UI of one thing that's never ever used in a side grade, then it would be a little bit different. I do know it used to be the case that was sort of the golden ticket. There is also a case of they may reject you because they think you're going to want too high of a salary. But I think it's really going to determine what you did at the company. And if you say, if you do something that is immediately knowledgeable, then yes. But like, let's say it's like LinkedIn. Geez, I'm trying to think of even what it would be. Like, designed the banner for LinkedIn Pro? Probably not. Admittedly, I haven't really talked to a ton of tech managers in that in a while. So, don't say you have anything to do with the job search feature. Yeah, for real. I mean, I'm pretty sure the job search feature is working the way LinkedIn wants it to, but I don't think that is the way the candidates want it to. Because it doesn't fully work the way I'd like, and the way it moves stuff forward with promoted. Yeesh. Yeah, no, I'm with you. Like, that's my guess. I haven't seen the back end of it, but it's... yeah, it can be an issue. Again, I'm trying not to be too public with that because, you know, I would totally accept a job to source people for LinkedIn or be sponsored by LinkedIn, to be clear. LinkedIn, sponsor me. And indeed, I'll do that. I'll take a sponsor for them in a heartbeat. But I think the job, it's particularly the way Boolean searches work here. And I know, like, nobody actually does the Boolean searches to find a position. This is, like, mostly a Lee thing because you can do it in Google. But, like, it doesn't work the way it should, and I'm not exactly sure why. Just sometimes it doesn't work. So I will say from its pro description on finding candidates, it's solid. I actually really do like that, but Indeed does have a better base of candidates to find, which is why you're more likely to get cold called from Indeed than you are LinkedIn. Is Indeed has a bigger pool of candidates, although it is mostly more focused on like blue collar rather than white collar. But still, like I really wish specifically LinkedIn. This is something I wish as a recruiter that candidates are not going to care about, but I wish as a recruiter that LinkedIn required you to submit a resume and it saved that resume on file, because you cannot really search unless they changed it. I'm being dumb. You cannot actually search resumes on LinkedIn. You search profiles. And the difference between that is huge because a lot of people don't fill out the profile. But on Indeed, you have to submit a resume. And because of that, you can then search the resumes, which is why you have a bigger pool of candidates to search from. So from a recruitment perspective, LinkedIn, please have them submit a resume and then have us be able to search for keywords in that using a Boolean search. Because you cannot really do it from LinkedIn, which is the biggest flaw, I think, in LinkedIn in general from a sourcing perspective, which I don't know if y'all are going to care about at all. But for me, that's important. That's a important recruitment thing. So, let's see. We just did that front-end dev, and then we're doing, it's going to be all software engineers. It looks like it. That was 75 to... Yes, that is a complaint for me on the uses of LinkedIn. So, all right, I will be right back. All right. Back. Yeah, Buggy, it is an issue, at least for recruiters. Because what you're doing when you upload your resume to LinkedIn is you're kind of just uploading it as a file, but I cannot directly search that. So I also agree with you, and it's weird because I wish they had the feature where you upload a resume like Indeed, and then you can Boolean search that, because that would be huge for LinkedIn. And truthfully, I think that's one of the reasons Indeed is better to typically search through rather than LinkedIn, is because of that resume. Even if the resume is redacted, I'd be okay with that. But I do need to actually search for the keywords. So, see, that makes sense. What about big name schools? I will tell you this, in my recruiting career, I think I've only found like 2 or 3 managers that cared about schools. And then I actually kind of convinced them to not care about it, and we ended up getting a hire. So, do some people care about schools? Yes, but that would be more of a manager, and like the recruiter is probably not going to know, right? Like, I don't know how good Harvard's IT thing is. And in fact, here, I graduated from CSUN, which is a college in California, and CSUN is kind of known as like the mid college, or the college you get into when you don't get into other colleges. And that's kind of what they're known for, except their business program is like top notch. From everything I've heard, they have a crazy good business program. So it's going to depend. So for what it's worth, I'm doing a master's in CS at Georgia Tech through their online. I've had more recruiters out to me. That may be the case. I mean, I don't know the schools. This may be a case of Lee doesn't know, but I just don't know enough about the school. Because I've only really had to search for it once or twice, and then I ended up convincing the manager, like, hey, your pool of talent is so small that you're probably not going to get it. Also, hey, Moo, how you doing? My friend at Princeton is one of the more bare bones resume with ton of college ability, no digitals. With the resume, you've got a few good jobs out of college. Company since 2022. Well, admittedly, the job market crashed late 2022. Is this merely luck? Focus on his school to the resume prior to the tech crash. Definitely prior to the tech crash. Yeah, no, Buggy, I'm with you. Don't hate the player, hate the game. But I don't know, because like, even if, like, I will say, remember, like, things on your resume are weighted differently. A bad formatting does not necessarily mean you're not going to get a job. Bad bullet points typically, but bad formatting is like 30 to 40% of the overall score, and it varies based on how bad it is. So like, I've definitely placed candidates that had bad formatting because the bullet points had what we needed. So, but I don't know enough about this person to know exactly what they got, but I think it's primarily, and this is what I'm going to guess, is he networked successfully, or she, but they networked because you said they did an internship there. If you do an internship at a company, they've already pre-vetted you. So doing an internship and then saying, hey, I did an internship at your company. I just graduated. I saw an open entry-level role. That's going to get you an interview. I don't know enough about the school. I think it could be, yes. It's just going to very much depend on if the recruiter or manager recognize it. So, but I do think a good school can be more forgiving. Because remember, it's not like a yes and it's a percentage score. It's like Dungeons and Dragons, right? When you roll a dice, you're trying to get above a certain number, and it gives you modifiers and negatives based on how other stuff. So, yes, that would be a positive modifier that would affect you. Yeah, I think that's probably true. Is there's going to be more weight, but like I've told you all about like how searching for a job is like rolling a dice 20. Have I given that explanation before, or do people need me to do that again? Because I can do that. Because I think that's also a good way of looking at the job score. Okay, yeah, honestly, it's a D100, but I don't have a D100 off the top of my head. So I don't think I have a D100. But I actually agree with you. I honestly think it's probably closer to like a D125. But yeah, I'm with you on that one. It's probably a higher dice than D20, but you know. Mathematically, I wonder how big the numbers can go before the dice turns into a ball. I think I've seen somebody do a D1000 or something. 1D 1000. What is the biggest dice? But yeah, I know you can do 100. I swear I've seen like 1,000 once or something. But I feel like it's how small the numbers are. I know. I don't like D100s. They're exhausting. They are almost balls. So, software engineer that didn't tell me anything. Blah 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 blah. They didn't tell me anything on either of them. Wait, is this the same person? Hold on. No, it's not. These are different people. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, I don't know what kind of software engineer I'm gonna need. This might be a very quick video as I go. I don't know what I need for these. What's the dice example? All right, hold on. I'm gonna get a dice. My fiance has a big old dice bag. I'm doing this. Give me a second. Where'd you put the dice bag? Where'd your dice go? Okay, so I'm a nerd, and my fiance is a nerd, and we play Dungeons and Dragons. Actually, now we really play Pathfinder, which I think is better than D&D. But let me see if this is readable on a camera. Okay, that's kind of hard to read. This is easier to read. Okay, so let me do this. My fiance is a Disney nerd and has turned me into a Disney nerd. I get it. Yeah. Look, hold on. The reason I found my fiance on Hinge was specifically because she had D&D in her profile. And I sent her a D&D pickup line. So that was how we met, was through D&D. All right, so in tabletop games, I'm just trying to make sure this is good. So on tabletop games, how you do anything is you roll a dice. So we're going to try to get a job. Technically, this would really be a D100, which is a 100-sided dice, but I can't really see that and it wouldn't be legible. So let's pretend that to get a job, you need to roll 2 20s in a roll. All right, this has 20 sides on each of them. So to get a job, you need to roll 2 20s in a roll. That is mathematically a 1 in 400% chance, I think. And that's very difficult. But when you use my methods, instead of succeeding on a 20,
you succeed, let's give it higher than that, on a 16. So, by using my methods, you basically get a +4 to your roll. This means that you only need to roll on a 16 or above. Twice, which is still hard, but less. And that is kind of what searching for a job is, and using these things is, you're not saying I'm going to immediately land on a 20. You are saying I have a +6 chance to whatever is on the die. So that 4 still wouldn't matter. 2 still wouldn't matter. But you have to roll it twice. So that's kind of what I teach people and how to do it based on this is you're not necessarily succeeding every time. It's sort of like gambling, is you're increasing your odds. So having an Ivy League school would say make it so that you do it from a 16 to say a 15 and above. So having a good format would make it maybe a 12 and above. So that's what it kind of does, is it adds a little bit of a modifier to the roll, which is a +1, a +2, a +3. So that's also how you play Dungeons & Dragons. That's like the main mechanic. So I hope that made sense, is that now, instead of succeeding on a 20, you succeeded on a 16 or higher. You still need to do it twice, so it's going to take a while, but that was a 16. Oh, and that was almost 1, so you'd almost get that job. So that's kind of the D20 method that I use. And I hope that made sense. Also, this is like my favorite die because it has a little duck in it, which is funny. But yeah, I hope that made sense because that's sort of the D20 way of thinking of how to get a job. And it is primarily how you need to think of getting a job is not binary, but in percentages chances. So you're doing things that increase your luck and increase your chances of getting lucky so that you win more than you lose. And an Ivy League school would add a +1 to that. So, I know a few people at UPenn are interning at the very top firms with Instagant clones and chess in their projects, while every boot camper not even looked at if they had the same resume without the schools. Yeah, like, well, I will say this. There are in the order of operations, there are 3 most important things to getting a job. And I can only help you with the 3rd least important one. The best one is networking because you know the hiring manager directly. It doesn't matter what your resume is like if you know the hiring manager directly, because they know your work and they will be like, yeah, of course I want you on my team. You still have to interview and get past the others, but your resume doesn't matter. The second is to know somebody that knows the hiring manager. Because then they could be like, hey, this guy Lee, his resume is garbage, which it's not. My resume is fantastic. But his resume is garbage. But he's a fantastic recruiter. You absolutely need to put him on your team. And unfortunately, those are the 2 things that you have to do before you search for a job. And that's actually why people at UPenn and all those Ivy League schools, that's why parents pay that money, is it's not for the education. It's really not. It's for the connections. Because those people at UPenn, let's say you go there, this guy's dad is the lead manager at Facebook. This person's mother is the marketing director at Netflix. This person's brother is the lead software developer of Indeed. And even if they don't have a job for them, you use those connections. That is why. Holy crud, Lana, thank you so much for the raid. Oh my goodness, thank you, Lana. I love your stream, by the way. I just got finished teaching how D&D helps you get a job and the actual benefits of, going to a high school, a good school. So, but thank you very much, everybody, for the follow. Thank you, Lana. I love your stream as well. It's so chill and cool, and I love the music. And, yeah, no worries. Go run, but thank you for the raid. In case she didn't tell who I am a corporate recruiter that teaches people how to get a job. I review resumes, which is what I'm going to review this resume of right after this. So thank you very much. This is the highest amount of viewers ever. But thank you very much for the raid. And yeah, I review resumes and I teach people how to get a job. And one of my viewers asked, like, how important is it to have a a good school, and I sort of had to tell about why people send them to those good schools, which is primarily not necessarily the education, but the connections between them. So thank you very much, everybody. Oh, Lana already told us everything? All right, cool. Then I'm good. There we go. Awesome. Yeah, Lana's awesome. So I never really get to rate her because I think she ends about the time I do, but I really like how she's working on that. I like the atmosphere of the stream. But welcome everybody. So yeah, I guess we're gonna review this resume right off the bat, and then I can get back to chat. This is so yeah, I record these and put these to my YouTube videos. So I actually found this stream because a principal software at Amazon for the last 17 years recommended me. What? Seriously, Mo? That's kind of awesome. I don't even know who that is, but awesome. I'm happy with that. So, all right, let's review this resume. I'm over the moon. Thank you, everybody. So let's see this. They did not tell me anything about it. So let's start this resume in 3, 2, 1. This is a resume of a software engineer. What kind? I don't know. They did not tell me. Their ratio is 1:75, which is, again, like a C- for software engineering. People, if you're sending me a software engineer that isn't an intern resume, please specify if you're front end, back end, or what kind of back end, front end, or full stack you are. The only thing I really do know is we're going to be looking for SQL and cloud. Everything else is going to be a little bit different. So remember, the tech stacks are going to matter. So, education, let's see this. I think you can keep this in 2 lines. This part right here should be 1 line, and then you should keep, the GPA in that should be 1 line, and then keep the reward as a 2nd line, but that you really only need 2 lines for that. Philadelphia Phillies, all right, software engineer. Led the end-to-end development of a new pitch retagging feature with React and TypeScript front end, allowing analysis to 50+ hours of work. Okay, so I do like TypeScript, I do like React. Developed and optimized database models and REST APIs with Flask and SQL. This is solid. This reads like a full stack, actually. You shouldn't bold this, by the way, because the bolding is actually making it worse, because I don't really need Postman, I don't need the 50+, and don't bold this, please. Nothing here should be bolded. Created and designed an intuitive UI in Figma, unit test cases, all right, TypeScript, Tailwind API, HTML, CSS. I'm going to assume this is front end or full stack. So if we have a front end dev, then we're going to have a different one. So full stack, these are going to be the keywords. TypeScript, JavaScript, CSS, HTML, Node, Angular, SQL, React, API, REST, Cloud, Agile, CI/CD, and any extra languages. So those are what I'm going to be looking for full stack. And for front end, which the other 2 resumes were front end, so we should probably know those by now, but the other 2 are JavaScript, React, Angular, JS, HTML, CSS, PHP, SQL, Scrum, Agile, RESTful API, SEO, WordPress, Git, Docker, Jira, Vue, Next, and the bonus language, Cloud, UI, UX, SAS, and TypeScript. So specifically, I am missing SQL from both of those. Oh no, you have SQL right here. Never mind. Yeah, this kind of reads like front end. I would prefer more JavaScript if it's front end, but if you're doing full stack, yeah. So that's my big issue here, is the bolding makes it worse. And some of these bullet points are okay, but I do like the keywords, which is also why you're getting 1 in 50, which is like a B- in software engineering right now, especially for your first time. So I don't think you need to change much. You really just need to change the formatting a little bit, clean up some of these bullet points, stop the bolding, and yeah, I think that's kind of mainly it. Otherwise, this is pretty solid, and I can see why you're getting interviews. Because remember, formatting is not weighted the same as bad bullet points. I'd prefer a resume have bad formatting than bad bullet points. So you may be missing a little bit, and the bolding is not helping, but overall, solid. I like a lot of it. The fixes should be pretty easy. So let's go to the next resume. Oh no, did I not record that? Did that not record? It didn't record! Oh no! It didn't record. Uncle Alemo. Again, I'm pressing the button and it's not doing it. And I got so excited for the raid. Okay, I have to make another note to say that I have to redo this stream at the X mark, and I'll have to do it. I don't want to redo this for y'all, because that would be too much annoyance. So 75.3 at the, what mark is this? 121 mark. I am so bad at pressing that. 121 mark of the 212 stream. All right, there we go. I made a note so I can do it later. But yeah, again, Raiders, thank you all for joining me. If you have any other questions about your job search, how to get a job, interview tips, anything, I am here to help. So, and hopefully I won't forget to record the video, but I'm not going to do that again. Also, thank you for the follow, everybody. Titus and Wedgie Me Veggies. Wedgie Me Veggies is great. I love that. No, that's fantastic. I love those names. All right, let's do this resume. Is this different? Wait, is this the same one? The heck? Did I not do the wrong? Oh no, Lee, did you? This is the same res. Oh, I see what happens. Okay, well, I guess I have to redo this anyway because this person sent in 2 resumes and this is done. Pro tip, you can add a marker to your stream for Twitch and then go back and highlight it. That is a good idea. There's where I need to figure that out. Thank you. I am a baby streamer. So, all right, we're going to re-review this real quick because I actually do have to redo this because this one is bolded out. So they'd prefer it to be bolded out. So we're going to rapid fire do this. Again, sorry, y'all. All right, I'm going to record this time. I'm going to press the record button. This is a resume of a software engineer. What kind? I don't know, but the ratio is 1 to 50, which is solid for software engineering, and it looks like they're getting their first job after college. So I actually reviewed this one already on stream, and then I messed up and lost the footage and forgot to record it. So I'm going to rapid fire do this. Overall, resume's relatively solid. The formatting's off, and quite frankly, you have too much stuff that's bolded. You don't need to bold any of that stuff. The only other issue is I'm not sure if you're going for full stack or front end. You really need to decide. So for full stack, it would be, this is a front end keywords right here, while full stack is this one. What I'm really kind of missing is anything really with cloud for full stack and JavaScript and HTML. No, JavaScript primarily for front end. But overall, and I'm sorry this is a quick review, I already did it before and I forgot to record it. Overall solid, formatting needs to be fixed. Your education should be 2 lines. This part right here should be 1 line. This part right here should be the other line. And then stop with the bolding and add a little bit of JavaScript if you got it. And I think that's kind of it. If you have cloud, agile, whatever, that's beneficial, but overall pretty solid. So that was a rapid fire. Let's move on to the next resume. There, I recorded that one. Just type in chat /marker. Really neat. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Scott5. I appreciate it. That teaches me more about how to actually stream because I'm good at recruiting. I'm still learning to be a streamer. So that is solid. That is 75.4. I do know I'm missing that one. Yes, high five. There we go. I am high-fiving you. So where to go? I am overwhelmed with joy at this. I know that doesn't sound like it, but I actually really am. So thank you. Lana is awesome. So that was 74 and 75. Let me mark that on here, my recording. 74, 75, 34, and 75, 34. MP3. Okay, there we go. So now we can do to a new resume. But yeah, that's basically the channel, everybody. I review resumes. I teach people how to do it. You can ask questions of me that you need help in your job search or how to get a job, what's a good questions, that kind of thing. Like what an ATS actually does, which almost every single person does not get right. So what is that? That is good. I think I did that. So this is hide. That, and then we have a power engineer, which I do not know off the top of my head. So I have to search that. The keywords and qualifications are the most important thing, and I don't know all of these off the top of my head. I have a couple saved, but the others I need to look up.
Also, if you need help learning how to use LinkedIn and all that other stuff, I can help with that too. So, power engineer, those are system power engineers, electrical power. I assume this is power systems. And again, thank you for all the follows, everybody. I appreciate it. Ube and Ashley and Robert for Titus. Is that a Warhammer one? Is that Titus from Warhammer 40k Space Marine? Is that it? Or is that just like your name? So, it could just be your name, and that's fair. Power engineer, what is, I have to look this over. The maintenance, operation, repair, power equipment. Actually, no, I recruited for this before. Hey, Bear. Hey, buddy. I love you. Subfield of electrical engineering. Okay. So, I hope, oh, gosh, this is a terrible job description. Let's see. So, let's do that. And let's see. Desirable minimum qualifications. See. Power systems. Is it? I think power systems is going to be the equivalent as well because it's part of electrical. But let's see. Minimum electrical engineering. Let me see if this person has it. Longtime lurker, finally followed you. Good. Thank you, Ube. I appreciate it. So, all right, where am I? I am totally lost. I'm sorry. I was so happy. I'm like, endorphins are now pumping through the air that my mind is a mess. So, I'm going to have to recombobulate. Okay, that's good. This is, okay, so electrical engineering should be the equivalent for this. So, that should be fine. So, electrical engineering, power systems, oh, this person's in Canada? What? Who are you? What are you? I got to look at more of this. This is, no, they didn't tell me anything. They just said power engineering. Okay, well, power engineering. Let's find it. I think electrical engineer should be sufficient for this. What are we looking for? Look, everybody makes fun of me for saying put Microsoft Office, Word, and PowerPoint as the keywords and qualifications, but this is a position that is paying $130K a year, and this is a requirement. So if you have Word, PowerPoint, Excel, it's usually almost always beneficial to put it on your resume. That is probably the biggest fight I get people in, is like, well, it should be obvious. I'm like, it doesn't matter if it's obvious. If it's obvious, you need it twice. So, electrical engineering, power systems, let's do electrical engineer and qualifications. So, bachelor's or master's degree, and then we're going to have NEC codes, electrical engineering. What else is this? Knowledge of PDI instrumentation, right? Electrical engineering instrumentation. Okay. They really could not give me an easy one, right? Everybody rated, and they gave me like the super hard ones that I have to find. Because this is like, to anybody that's actually searching for a job, this is the most important part of the job search right here, which my videos don't really go over as much, is the keywords and qualifications. Is bad formatting can suck, but it's not weighted the same as bad bullet points. So bad bullet points are arguably the worst thing that can happen. One of the worst things. And I'm not able to really do this on the YouTube channel because it's like, it's kind of, I don't know if that's super interesting. And sometimes some of the recruiters pop up and I don't want them to be doxxed on the camera. So, but this power electronics, I assume this is going to be it. I am starting, okay, AC/DC, cool. All right, so you need to learn how to play in a band. Let's see that. That's good. Familiar with tools, MATLAB. This might be difficult for me to specifically find because they may want stuff that is very specific to the type of electrical engineer, power engineer you are. Because all of these JDs are different, and this is the most important part, and I try to make it as accurate as I can, but this is the type of thing that when I would be recruiting for directly is I would ask the manager very specifically what it is. Omni Dude, oh yeah, we got 68, just got back from a meeting, seems to be a company-wide thing, doubt anything can be done about it. That was what I thought, and based on the fact that they said it is a company-wide thing, Omni Dude was asking for a raise. That probably means you're safe from being a target because they've had that conversation before. So,
But yeah, Omni, you left, and I got rated by a phenomenal streamer. Their name is Lana Lux. They're awesome. They do game dev, and she's awesome, and she rated me. Also, now we're about to have a commercial, so... but yeah, let's see. Mixed signal, electrical engineer, bachelor's degree, electrical circuits and components. All right, I think this is it. After this, we are going to do the actual job, because I don't like doing it during the ad. So, all right, Bear, come here. Hi. Show the camera. Show everybody. You gotta be shown. You're a good boy. We gotta show everybody the Bear. So, yes, and people that can hear me, put in the bear emote and stream, please. Oh, good yawn, buddy. Good yawn. You're a good boy. You're a good boy. I love you. Okay, what are you doing? Why? Too close. That's a good boy. All right, yes, we pet Bear during the breaks. Because he's a good boy and deserves the scritches. He always likes butt scratches, though. Then he keeps moving over the angle, and it's like hard for me to actually pet. So, yes. Okay, there we go. He's still there. All right. See, power. This is such a nightmare to actually do. All right. So let's wait for that. Everybody to get back. All right, we're back. And Bear, what are you doing? Stop moving away. I cannot pet you if you're far away. Anyway, that is my dog, Bear. I love him. He is great. And let's do this resume, which is going to be tough because I haven't actually done a power engineer resume in like a year. So, God, can I say this all in one breath? Is this the final of the video? Yes, it is. Okay, so also let everybody know I'm recording this as a video. At the end of it, I'm going to say we're ending. I'm not ending the stream. I'm just ending the video. Just to let people... I usually go for 3 hours is about what I go. So I got it like... You join me at the halfway point. So, and I'm going to record it this time. I'm going to watch to make sure the little record button pops up. So, this is a resume of a power engineer. So, I haven't directly recruited for a power engineer before, and it looked like power engineer and electrical engineer were sort of synonymous. So I really kind of had to look at electrical engineer, and I hope this is the actual keywords and qualifications that you're looking for. So if they're not, just come on the channel and let me know that, hey, you looked at the wrong thing, and I can switch it around and then bump you up in the queue. So what we're going to be looking for a power engineer / electrical engineer is... Degree, electrical engineering, NEC, AC, DC, AC, failure analysis investigation, Microsoft Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. Yes, that was an 130K job. Electrical circuits and components, P&ID, VFDS, electrical distribution, electrical construction, BLECS, darn it, PSCAD. I almost did it. EMTDC, MATLAB, Simulink, DSpace, analog, digital, and mixed signals. So that is probably not all of them, but again, this is kind of the difficulty of, I didn't know if you were really doing for like electrical systems or electrical blank, and there's kind of a bunch of stuff. So you have a ratio of 1 to 50, which is, it's okay. Again, I think 1 to 50 is like C-, but if this is your first job, which doesn't look like it actually, yeah, so that's not good. 1 to 50 is not good. Let's begin. So this doesn't matter. Remember, skills sections are largely irrelevant. This also, the formatting of this is kind of mid. Also, I have a bunch of new people here, so I'm going to show you all in this video the formatting I like to use. This is ideally what your resume should look like. This is peak to recruiters. Remember, a boring resume is actually best, right? Like, if your resume is visually exciting and it's like, whoa, boom, bam, bop, it's probably bad. Formatting wise, you really want to be basic, and this is a little too fancy. Not much. You just need to make it black and white, and then delete this section because it doesn't really matter as much. This one you should have under your education because that is going to be a qualification for a lot of jobs. So let's look to see. You have the degree. That's good. CAD is good. I know I didn't say AutoCAD specifically, but Any CAD should be good. Electrical schematic is good. That's actually very good. For vehicles assisted braking, incorporated precise writing layouts, resulting streamlined design, then assured compliance. That's actually really good. I would prefer maybe one or two more of the tools you used, but overall, I actually really do like that. Directed training session for sharing insight on how to best operate and maintain proximity systems. That's okay. Again, the problem with that is if you're not asked to do that at another company, this is sort of a bullet point that doesn't do anything for you. And if they don't have that, that means your second bullet point is going to be largely irrelevant. So I think this is okay to have, but I think you should move it towards the bottom. Created comprehension documentation. Documentation is good. Procedures for future reference. Analyze the performance of blank. That's fine. DC power oscillated. That is something I was going to be looking for. Executive product plans, deadlines, and budgetary. Okay, so my big problem here is you only have a couple of things I'm looking for. Those couple of things are good. Electrical schematics is good. Braking is good because it shows what industry you're in. Layouts is solid. But then the rest of these are kind of mid, really. I really do want more stuff about, like, well, any of these. I know you're not going to have all of these because they're going to be a little specific, but I want a little bit more. Right? Like, I want a little bit more of these right here, whether it be P and IDs, VFDs, even something with like Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. Seriously, there was a job that was paying 130 to 160K in Cali that required Word, Excel, and PowerPoint for an electrical engineer. So, yeah. Again, I think this is, your first sentence is phenomenal. I think your actual skills section is holding you back, along with the fact is your formatting is holding you back, and you just need a couple of more resumes. But this is here's why, right? This is why a skills section I think is irrelevant, is because when you're making a bullet point, the key things to know are the what, which is the keywords and qualifications, the how, which is how you used it, and the why, which is why you did it. And the why does not have to be a brag. And you actually did this kind of here, which is great. But these don't give me that. Managers want to see it in the bullet points. So I'm basically, the formatting is distracting me a bit. The skills section is useless. And it's possible they may actually skip over this, which is great. Not great that they skip over it, but this is a fine bullet point. That's why I like the other format, is because that bullet point is up front and center, and that is sort of the first thing that they're going to see. And this is a good one. This is actually your best bullet point. So yeah, I just need a little bit more keywords here, a little bit of stuff like that. But overall, I think this is solid, and I can see why you're getting 1 in 50, which again, like C-, that's my view. If you're a new grad, it's going to be 1 in 75, which is a C-, or if you're in IT, 1 in 75 is C-. But as a mechanical / power, as a power electrical engineer, this is sort of a C- resume. So I'm just going to need more keywords. I'm going to need the formatting to be simplified. But other than that, I think you're going to have a much better chance and maybe get like 1 in 35, 1 in 40, which is much better. So that's it for this video, not the stream. I'm still streaming. Thank you all for watching. And if you ever need more help, in the description below basically leads to my Twitch stream where I give help live. And I'll see you all in the next video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I really do appreciate you all watching. All right, back. Hey, Wingbone, Headless in chat, like Google's XY format, rebooting brain, CA. That's such a small CA. I don't, what do you mean the Google's XY format? I don't actually, I've seen that. Also, welcome rebooting brain. So I know this was in Canada, but I'm not a Canadian recruiter. So I've never actually recruited for, I did one position in Canada, and really that was sort of given to me. No, I did 2 positions. One was given to me, one I actually searched for. So I'm not an expert in Canadian recruitment. And quite frankly, the laws, the regulations, the everything could be very different, and I don't know how my advice would work across. So I have gotten people jobs in other countries, which has been accomplished X as measured by Y by doing Z. Yeah, I think that also works. I think that works like that. It's kind of the same, because the order doesn't matter, right? Like, you can have the qualification at the end of the sentence too. That's fine, as long as you have it. So you did X, measured by Y though by doing Z. Yeah, I think it works too. I'd have to see it like once or twice to like really, but that does seem like it would be accurate. So, let's do the next resume. Ah. Okay, wait, is this? Yeah. Hate it. I hate it already. Alrighty. What are they looking for? Data analyst or data scientist. Those are different keywords. So data analyst or data scientist are going to be different keywords. Can I put both of them in the chat? That is the question. Data analyst. Where is it? Data analyst and data scientist. And then we also have... Yeah, I really like this new format because I can actually put this in. Okay, but this is still to... That goes to design. Yeah, I can't fit them both in. That's unfortunate that I cannot fit both of them in. So, we're going to have to pick one, which in this case is going to be data analyst. So, what did they say? They said, I have been applying since July of last year. I've gotten some senior level interview calls, but my experience should get me some entry level. Okay. I mean, that's fine. Oh, another Canadian one. There's a lot of Canadian people that put in here. How is the Canadian job market? I know the US is a bad job market. I assume the Canadian job market is also not great. So, that's a guess though. Like, what place does have a good job market right now? I don't know. I really would like people to tell me, because I know like accounting and nursing is still hot, but okay, it's bad. All right, that makes sense. All right, let's see. Is there anything else I need from this? No. And this is data analyst. All right. This is a data analyst slash data scientist resume. So I will say data analysts have different keywords than data scientists. They are largely the same, but there are enough differences that you're really going to want a resume for both. So this is data analyst. These are data scientist keywords. So we're going to look specifically for data analyst for this position. So this person has a ratio of 100-1, which is not good at all. So let's review this resume. But first, real quick, I just want to thank you all for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out a lot. And if you ever need more help, go to the description below to either submit your own resume or alternatively catch me while I'm live streaming. That is where I answer all job search questions and help. And that's where I help people that I can do more so than just the resume reviews. So with extra ado, let's go to this resume. Okay, so the first issue is this formatting is awful. This is like a acid poured into my eyeball. Don't do this, please. Basic formatting is what we want. We really want basic and simple formatting. I know this looks flashy, but flashy resumes get rejected. This is my format. I made it like this for a reason. It is boring for a reason. So whatever we do, make it boring, make it simple. I know that goes against a lot of other resume advice, but your resume should be written like a government form, and government forms are boring and give the information concisely. So this is a nightmare to read. Everything about it is a nightmare. So I'm not going to go over formatting with this because it's all bad. Everything here is horrifying, and I don't like any of the formatting, but let's at least see if we can find some bullet points. So, again, skill sections, largely relevant, don't really care. Developed an automated data pipeline, or okay. Implemented AI. Oh man, sorry, I got so distracted. I didn't even tell you the keywords. So, keywords are SQL, Excel, Tableau, or Tableau, I never know how to pronounce that. Power BI, or data visualization, AI, ML, Jira, Python, R. Leadership, maybe that's for more senior ones. Subject matter expert, ETL, that you've spoken with stakeholders and you've solved issues with data, and specifically you were able to explain complex topics to non-technical people, such as customers or stakeholders. So my issue with this already, from a this sort of goes back to formatting, but in this entire thing, I only see one keyword, which is AI. And AI is nice, but it's not the best keyword. So this is why this is a problem. I mean, you're going to have to put your education, that's fine. But this doesn't count. I need everybody to know that a skills section doesn't count. If you do not show the what, which is the keyword or qualification, the how, and the why, it's probably going to get discounted. So, also, this should be, oh, you've only been there for, like a couple of months. Okay. This should be 3 bullet points max. Although, admittedly, I think you can get away with only having 2 because you've only been there for a short amount of time. Engineered time series, trend forecasting, tool driving, blah, blah, blah. Suite executives. This is solid, resulting in a substantial reduction. This is a good, okay. Here's the problem. Don't bold. Stop bolding everything. Because the 33% reduction is not the most important part. This part is actually the most important part. So don't bold. Stop bolding it. Nothing here should be bolding it. There is a reason. The only thing I have bolded is here, and then the person's name. There is a very good reason for that. It's hard to see. So this actually, man, you know what? Honestly, you may want to even leave this one off. Like, this is a phenomenal first start to your bullet points. It gives us that you've done CI/CD, that you've done C and D suite executives. I don't know what D suite executives are. C is like CIO, CEO. Oh, director level. That took me a second. And it gives you, like, these are phenomenal. These are phenomenal bullet points. But the problem is no one's going to get to them because they're going to skip over. And then they're going to see the 33% and ignore the actual good stuff. So please stop bolding everything. Migrated department to Snowflake Warehouse, DBT compliance, streamlined CID. I don't know if CI/CD is going to be one as much in DBT. Because, like, remember, these are going to be the keywords, right? SQL, Excel, Tableau, Power BI, AI, ML, Jira, Python, R. And you actually have the leadership, the leadership and stakeholder stuff and the ETL, but I'm missing the rest of it. Like, you're kind of just missing this part, except for the AI. You did actually have the AI. So C# again. I mean, maybe C#. It's going to really depend. So, and then blah, blah, blah. Don't care. Yeah, so here's my problem with this. I only found this, which is useful to me. And this is phenomenally written. Like, again, besides the bolding, don't really change anything here. But I am missing the SQL. I'm missing the Excel. I'm missing the Tableau. In fact, is there SQL? Yeah, no, it's only there in that doesn't count because that's in the skill section. Is there Tableau? There is only in the skill section. Again, doesn't count. Is Excel there? Again, skill. Oh, well, wait, but there might have been 2. Yeah, no one's gonna go down that far. Yeah, you need to. I'll be honest. Use this format. Keep this, and then chuck almost everything else. Obviously, you need your education, but this should really be. Normally, I'm like, you should have a line for each, but these are actually good. Oh, that did Google for some reason. That was weird. Okay, anyway, it knocked me off your resume by clicking on the thing. Sorry about that. But yeah, this is actually solid. I'd say keep this to 4 lines. No, you know what? Keep it to 3. Keep it to 3 lines. This should be 1. This should be 1. And I guess maybe keep both these achievements under the third bullet point. But yeah, your formatting is hurting you. You don't have enough in the bullet points, and that is going to be my issue with this resume and why I could not move it forward. If somebody actually gets to this part, they may move you forward, but nobody is. So, yeah, this is great again, except for the bolding. So to summarize, your formatting is awful. You've bolded too many things. It's too long, too many keywords before you get to the actual bullet points, because the bullet points are the ones that I care about. And then your bullet points are actually not good, except for the health data co-op, which is phenomenal. So yeah, fix those, and honestly, you're going to have a way better success rate. Like, I'm going to say from 1 in 100 to like 1 in 50 if you just make those changes. Maybe even more. But let's go to the next resume. Yeah, there's a lot of keyword bloat there, which can be an issue specifically in, oh, crud. Which one was this? This was that one I just did. That one is, oh gosh, I messed up my own formatting. Okay, that was 75.5. I forgot to mark 75.5. So let me mark 75.5 first. 75.5 M. But yeah, the keywords are not good, except for that one part. And this is why people can struggle specifically with high technical and keyword based resumes, which IT and tech is a very keyword based, is they overload you with so many things which will show up on a Boolean search, but then will get you rejected by the time you actually get to the manager or the recruiter. So that's why you can't go overboard with the keywords, which, or in this case, like the formatting. So does that make sense for everybody? Because I know I have some new people here. I just want to make sure they're understanding this. And again, I really hate IT terms. So, clustering, trend focusing, RAG. It just sounds like people made stuff up. I know they're not. I know they're real, but always bugs me. IT terms always bug me. All right. And then what did I click on? Hold on. I just want to make sure this isn't visible. I need to fix this because I clicked on something and then it... Okay, yeah, that's fine. Nothing here was bad that was visible. That's fine. I do my best to not dox people, but sometimes people dox themselves, and I try not to, and it's hard. So that's good. All right. Sorry I didn't quite get it. It's better not to... So it's not... Okay, let me try to reframe this, because in resumes that are highly technical, so we're talking software engineers, data scientists, there is an issue where the keywords matter, right? But you can kind of overdose the... In fact, let me pull the resume back up again. You can overdose the recruiter on it, or manager, and I think this is a good example of how to do it. So you need an AI-powered PDF scanner that automatically redacts people on resume uploads. Honestly, I would like something that redacted people, Buggy. But, like, look at this. So the keywords we're going to be looking for are these, right? That's like 25 keywords-ish. But they put all these unnecessary ones here. So, and because it's so hard to read, you may actually miss this stuff in the place that you want it. So, like, here is perfect, right? This is just the perfect amount. They have the perfect amount of keywords. They didn't overdo it. But, like, this is why those long lists don't work in resumes, is because if you do ETL, machine learning, deep learning, data mining, cluster, dendron, forecasting, LLM, you're going to miss the other stuff. So it is a balance, and I'd rather too many keywords than not enough, I will say. But let's see if there's another one. Refine, like... You need to make sure it's legible, right? And that's kind of a formatting thing, because if this was in a better format, it would be easier to read. And the skills section is essentially overdosing you on keywords to the part where you'd miss one. So you do want keywords, but you don't want a blob of keywords. And there's no, like, specific, you need X amount of keywords, you need Y amount of keywords per sentence. It's going to vary. But, like, if you put all of these keywords into one sentence, that would probably be too much. Like, this is a perfect amount. But you have to be wary. So, like, typically, like, 5-ish. But if you put, like, 12 keywords into one sentence, it's possible they could miss it. It's okay to have them. You just want to spread them out amongst other sentences, right? So, and you can repeat some. I hope that made sense. Because this is not a, like, always yes, always no answer. So. Let's see. This is... Why do I keep wanting to say a story of a girl? All right. Full stack and or front end. They've been applying to some jobs, but haven't really been mass applying until they know their resume is good enough. Okay. But yeah, like, something that auto-redacted people I'd actually like. Because, like, people are just sending their full information. I think somebody once sent me their information and, like, their social, and I'm like, I don't need that. Like, even for real recruiters, they don't need that unless they specifically ask for it. So I'm like, and I have to be letting them, like, hey, I'm showing this publicly. Don't put your full social. Please don't put your full social. I will redact it, but accidents happen, and I don't want you to... Okay, so that one's there. That one's there. We are looking for full... I haven't done full stack in a bit. I've done a lot of front end. go. This is full stack. Which, admittedly, there's obviously a bunch of overlap between them, but, you know. All right, we have an ad in 10 minutes, so I'm snoozing myself so I can do this. Wait, no. What did I... Nope. Click the wrong button. Did not need to see that. Darn it. There we go. I am a technical fool. All right, that's not true. I'm okay with tech. I end up breaking things in ways nobody thought possible. Like, if anybody's like, how could anybody break it in an X way? That's me. I once somehow in a public meeting I did not control set up speech to text, so it didn't record the audio, but it recorded the speech as text. And to this day, the IT person was like, Lee, I don't know what magic you did, but that shouldn't have been possible. So I am the guy that's like, yeah, it'll be fine as no one does X. And then it's like, how did you get a waffle in the CD case? Luckily, I haven't done that bad. Although I have dropped kimchi on my keyboard twice. So that is a lesson to me to not eat at my desk, because I am the clumsiest person ever. So, and that was annoying to clean out. Never eat kimchi at a desk. It takes forever to clean out. So, alrighty. No, that's good. Okay. This is a resume of a full stack software engineer. So technically they also said they're applying to front end, but again, the differences in keywords, while slight, do matter. So we're going to basically apply this as if it was a full stack engineer and not a front end engineer. They have applied to unknown. They basically want to make sure their resume is solid before they apply. And I'll be honest, I don't know if that's really the right case. Even like sometimes, even with a bad resume, you can still get a job. I know that seems to run counter to everything I teach, but like there is a small amount of luck. Like I'm teaching you how to increase your chances, but sometimes you put it the right place, the right time, and you get a job. Especially during January and March. Those are the biggest hiring booms of the year. So you really do want to be applying in mass between January and March the most. So this person, let's just look at it. What we're going to look for as a full stack is TypeScript, JavaScript, CSS, HTML, Node, Angular, SQL, React, API, REST, Cloud, Agile, CI/CD, and any extra languages such as Python, C, Java, or Git. And AI. AI is a bonus too, but it's not always necessary. So, experienced software dev with 5+ years in OOP algorithms, blah, blah, blah. Again, this I don't care about this. In fact, where's your education? This should be up top. Even though you graduated, I'm assuming, a while ago, you still need your education up top, and professional summaries are largely worthless. So are these. Yeah, you listed too much stuff that this is irrelevant. I don't think this can be deleted. Replace it with your experience. And then don't bold anything here. So let's go to the actual bullet points. So, develop service coordinator web single page for appliance company to track and view data using React for front end, TypeScript, and .NET. .NET can be one. It's just not as always for full stack, but .NET is a keyword. Built RESTful web APIs for usual function with MSQ. That's a SQL. For entity framework and with your API, that's good. SQL is good. Okay. I'm beginning to see a problem with this. Engineer to React and TypeScript, QA on the back end, API, Figma. Figma can be one. So here's my issue with this. Is you have what I found here is SQL. It's SQL and MS SQL, which is fine. I found API, which is good. That's 2. I found TypeScript, but here's the problem. You need to capitalize TypeScript. You really do need to capitalize TypeScript. That grammatical thing may cause a recruiter to miss it. .NET maybe, React, but I am missing any cloud. I'm missing Agile. I'm missing JavaScript, HTML, and CSS. I am, in fact, where are those in this resume? There's twice, okay, and CSS is also twice, but the skills section doesn't count. So I really do. Also, where's your Azure? Where's your Azure? Yeah, you forgot to capitalize it. Okay, so I actually missed this. This is cloud. You have almost everything here. I'm missing JavaScript. I'm missing you already have CSS and HTML below, so that's going to be okay. I am missing, do I have REST? I am missing REST, but more in particular is I'm missing that you've misspelled this. So you need to fix the spelling. This needs to be capitalized, then Azure needs to be capitalized because they're going to miss it. So otherwise, this is actually okay if you just delete this. This already has most of what I want. You just misspelled it. And then for Azure, that's fine. Built. Yeah, I just need JavaScript, HTML, and CSS. If you have HTML and CSS here, it's good to include it in the JavaScript, but I am missing JavaScript. Do you have any nodes or angulars? Node. Okay, that's way at the bottom. That it is there. And then Angular. No, you don't have Angular. I don't see it. So overall, this is actually okay. It's just you've spelled them wrong and you capitalized them wrong. And because of that, it's possible the recruiter will miss them. So realistically, if all you do is just capitalize Azure, capitalize TypeScript, and maybe add JavaScript to here, delete this, you're good. It's still a tough market, but I think that'll be helpful. And then if you can add HTML and CSS there too. But yeah, overall, that's actually pretty solid. It's just what's going to happen is they're going to miss it. The recruiters are going to be distracted by all the other capitalized ones. They're going to see this stuff and not see it. So I need to see Angular, and I need to see, if possible, Node and JavaScript here, and recapitalize these and fix the formatting. But beyond that, I think it's okay. And again, a professional summary, this goes for like everybody. Unless you're changing industries or there's something critically wrong with your resume, you don't really need a professional summary. It's implied that if you have full stack developer and you've applied to a full stack developer job, you're fine. A case where you would want it is if you are going from, like, let's say it all said front end, you would then say transitioning from front end to back end. So, but this resume does not need a professional summary. I don't think it's needed. Also, if you are a U.S. citizen or green card holder, it is beneficial to put it here. So you're going to put your email, your phone number, your LinkedIn or Git, and then you're going to put your citizenship status, and then Greater Los Angeles, California. Which, admittedly, for Cali is kind of weird. You may want to put your city, because having lived here, the difference between being in the Valley and in the actual Los Angeles proper is obscenely different. Traffic is a nightmare here. Traffic is a nightmare. The 405 is the bane of my existence. So anyway, overall, like I said, I think it's realistically going to take you like 10 minutes or less to fix this, and then you're going to be able to start shooting that out. But oh yeah, also remember, put your education up top. It is beneficial. So next resume. All right. Thank you for the follow, Washability. How would you go about finding keywords for niche engineering role named instrumentation? What is the job title that you're looking for specifically? Is it instrumentation engineer? I mean, you find the keywords the same way you find every other keyword, but is it specifically that? Because again, I don't know all the industries off the top of my head. Typically, if I don't write it down, it's gone. That's why I have those little skill sections. So. Also, we're going to have an ad in a minute and a half, so I'm going to refill my water and then maybe let the dog out. Actually, no, Bear may need to go out real quick. So, give me like 5 minutes after that ad and I'll be right back. But if you're looking for specifically instrumentation engineers, you may want to Boolean search real quick. So, you can't actually Boolean search on this. So it's instrumentation engineer? Is that specifically what you're looking? Engineer. All right. Instrument engineer, automation engineer. Okay, so then we're going to have to go down and which one is it? Is it instrument engineer? Is it instrument integration engineer? Is it instrumentation and controls? You need to break it down even further to another niche. So that's ideally what we need, is you need to break it down even further. And then when I get back from my break, I can help you find it. But it's too broad. So is it instrumentation and controls? Is it electrical controls? Control? It sounds like a control, but anyway, I will be right back. Like I said, give me like 5 minutes. The dog needs to go out. That is him with his favorite position under the bed. and I need to refill my water. But I will be right back in like a couple of minutes. So don't go anywhere. Never go anywhere. You're all mine. All right, baby. Come on. Let's go outside. But yeah, type your questions in the chat, and I'll get to them when I come right back in a couple of minutes. Come on, baby. You need to go outside. I also got chips because I was hungry. All right. The dog has been outside. But yeah. Washability. What you're going to want to do. So that's the thing of instrumentation. I'm applying to both inst control and inst electricity. I have 2 CVs, too many keywords. All right. So let's look. Let's see if we can't find it. Is control engineer something that works? And I'm finishing these. I'm sorry. I hope y'all don't hear too much of a crunch. But man, Control was such a good game. Bear, what are you doing? I'm not dropping anything for you, dog. No. All right. In fact, Bear is under the desk, so if something gets knocked out, that's why. I don't know why he is, but let me at least. Here's the thing: since I have a lot of new viewers, which thank you, Lana, I appreciate you so much. Let me tell you how you can actually find the keywords and qualifications in general. So this goes for anybody, not just necessarily a control engineer. So what you're going to want to do, and the first thing is, not every job description is good. Not every job description you need to pay attention to. And as an example, this is a solid job description. So what you want to do, this is one you do want to pay attention to. So I'm going to mispronounce your name, but whoever you are, you wrote a good job description. So you want to scroll down to where it says this. It's going to say, excuse me, have acid reflux. Sorry about that, y'all. It's going to say requirements, need to have, what you have, must have, something along those lines. It's going to say that. But the rest of this, so this is a good job description, but you don't need to pay attention to this part. That part is not needed. Oh, let me put the actual one so you can see it. So this part, not really needed. The only thing that really matters, besides obviously the salary and all that stuff, but is the requirements section, the must have. So you want to make sure the job itself has a good requirements, must have, need to have, you will have, what we want you to have, whatever it's going to say. And then that is what you're going to write. So for this controls engineer one, they say specifically spreadsheet and Word documentation. So you're going to go put this up, put it in a separate little thing. Program of control software, including those. And then we're going to do server configuration and setup. Which, yeah, it's going to be a lot. Admittedly, engineers have a ton of keywords. Then we have that is fine, troubleshoot, which in this case, it's going to be troubleshoot. And then you can ignore the rest of the JD. So then you're going to take that and you're going to look at this one. All right, Jason, is this a good job description? Yeah, it is. So you're going to ignore this, but you can keep it to here. So in this case, we're going to have, this is twice, this is fine, not necessarily needed. This is like a degree or license that you're going to need. Programming, analyze, mental. Okay, this is actually not a very good job description. So we're going to go to a next one. And then let's see. I guess, you might know I saw electrical controls. I assume electrical controls is the same as controls. Hopefully. Let's see. Program, instrumentation, and controls. This one. So then you're going to look at here. Top qualifications. Required skills. Here. This is actually, I think, the second one I've seen. So electrical, computer, IC, engineering. Then you're going to look at this, which is DCS and PL. And then you're basically going to go down here until you find a couple of companies and put them in. And while this is a large amount of skills, this could all be fit in like 3 bullet points max. So let's do this engineering control one. Keywords, technical qualifications. There we go. Here is second one, PEID. I saw this once or twice. I actually forgot to add it, but this is specifically what they'd be looking for. So there we go. We can add that over here. These are going to be a bunch of other stuff. Collection, control schematics. So does this make sense? Because I'm starting to see the similarities between them. Because remember, you don't have to care about all of this. It's only if it's in the specifically control, like if it's in the qualification, the must-have, the whatever section. Everything else largely doesn't matter. Qualifications. Here we go. This PLC, HMI, and this is not the first time I've seen these in the job description. So you go through about 6 to 8 of them per job title. Oh, look, I already wrote it down. And those are going to be your keywords and qualifications. So remember, you don't need to pay attention to all of this. It's just the qualifications. So if you're looking at it now, you've already noticed I'm starting to sort of see the commonalities between them, and that is what you're going to have. And this isn't a good job description, so you can ignore that one because it doesn't have what you'd be looking for, which is the qualifications, the keywords, the etc. So, controls engineer, and I'm going to look at a final one. And again, that one's not necessarily a good one either, but so I hope that made sense, and that is how you can figure that out, is you go through a bunch of them and you make sure that the keywords and qualifications are both. But remember, you don't have to pay attention to, quite frankly, most of what's in a job description. You really only need to pay attention to this, which this breaks down to Microsoft Office suites, which I already put up there. It broke down to electrical stuff, automation, and CAD, which should have been there too. So there are commonalities between job descriptions. and titles, and that is what you're going to find. Now, this is a bit of a weird one because control engineer can be a bunch of different things. So you may have to break this down even further, like you said, to instead of just control engineer, like electrical control engineer, or alternatively, and robotics and automation. But that is how you do it. And remember, if it's not under qualifications, it doesn't matter. You can ignore it. Oh, this is a bad job description too. No, it isn't. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Okay. So this, you can ignore all of this. This is what you need. This is it. That is it. And those are much less keywords that you have to find. So that's what's actually important, is anything in this section. Maybe this, but these are largely going to be the same. So, any questions? I want to make sure y'all understand. Because that is before anything else, that is the most important part of essentially applying for a job. It is getting specifically the keywords and qualifications down. And I don't really do that in my videos because it takes a while, and I don't know if people always want to be on there or not. So I really don't know how to make that as entertaining. You are the master. I will follow your advice exactly. Thank you. I do want to let everybody know I am a U.S. recruiter. I don't know the markets outside the U.S., so take everything I say outside the U.S. with a grain of salt. I actually helped somebody get a couple of jobs in Africa and the UK, but again, that's not really my domain. My domain is the United States in particular, so there may be a couple of things. But yes, I am glad to help my Padawan. Wait, I can do Yoda. I don't know if it's going to be like, good it is, yes, learn you must. The master recruiter will teach you shall. There is no try, only do. Okay, that... Whew, I have not done that voice in a while, and that hurt. I cannot do that much more. Oh my gosh. Oh, that one hurt. That was too much. There is now a reason why I haven't done that in a while. Oh. All right, so this is a business analyst, which is here. I haven't done this in a while, but I'm pretty sure these keywords are correct. Seriously though, like if anybody wants to break into white collar, Excel, Word, PowerPoint, and Outlook, it's like so many jobs require them, and they're everywhere. Read the requirements, I must. All right, let's go to the next resume. That was 76.2. Yes, this is 76.3. Oh my gosh, this is... Well, actually, this is kind of a pretty... Oh boy, they're in the UK. Okay, well, you're going to have to take my advice with a grain of salt. Because again, I'm not a UK-based recruiter. I've made 2 placements in Canada. One was given to me, and one I think I just handed off. So... All right, what did they say? They let me a long list of what this is. They are trying to transition from admin jobs at universities to become a business analyst. I passed some British analyst qualifications, which are recognized in the UK. They're trying to get... I'm finding it hard to be taken seriously. If your time is running out as I'm approaching 30 and feeling a career change is increasingly unlikely. Man, I don't like it when people say, I feel like time is running out, and then they say an age that is way younger than me. That does not feel good. Change is increasingly unlikely. Uni admin jobs have nowhere to really progress. I'm also focusing on processing. Okay. It's like, oh, time is running out. I'm only 23, and then I'm over here in my late 30s like, oh, I'm old. Nothing reminds you of your mortality than a 20-year-old telling that they're past their prime. That hurts. And anything. All right. Alrighty. That is... Like, I just started a judo class, and some of the people there, I'm like, oh my gosh. They're making me feel old. So... Which I guess I am. I'm like close to middle age. Is late 30s middle aged? I honestly don't know anymore. I truly do not. I know I'm old, but that's late 30s, whatever that matters. Whatever that is, that's what I am. All right. Oh, did I? Yes, I did. This is a resume review of a business analyst. So they let me a big old text about what they're doing, but they said they're worried as they're approaching a certain age about making a career switch. And honestly, don't worry about that. You can kind of make a career switch at most ages. Also, they said they feel that time is running out, and they said an age that was way younger than me. So that hurt my soul. But they are in the UK, and I will be honest again, I am a US-based recruiter. I've never made a direct placement in UK, so take my stuff with a grain of salt. But they are looking to transition into business analyst. But no, time is not running out. You have plenty of time. So what we're going to be looking for as a business analyst is SQL, data analysis, Tableau, Power BI, Looker, cross-functional, from IC to stakeholders and managers. I don't know if they call them that over there, but essentially IC is individual contributors, which is basically non-managers. Multitask projects, explain complex topics to non-technical people, Excel, Advanced Word, and PowerPoint. So that is what we are going to be looking for. All right, so first off, your formatting is a nightmare. I'm sorry, this is too bad. Not good. This formatting is not great. Remember, there's a reason this is boring. This is clean, this is concise, this is the peak resume meta. I know it doesn't look like it, but this is peak resume meta. This is what you want. So I'm gonna kind of ignore the glaring, things, because it's very difficult. Also, I'm not sure when you worked on this because you didn't say, but anyway. So project managed exam process. This doesn't grammatically sound like project managed exams process. That sounds weird. For overseeing deadlines, stakeholder coordination, and equality. Okay. Are you just saying managed the process? Okay, so here's what I'd like. Normally, I am not a fan ever of specifically summary sentences. But if you are switching industries, which it does sound like you are switching industries, a very quick summary that just says switching to business analyst from X. That's all we need. Also, where's your education? Okay, yeah. Oh, this should be towards the top. Gosh, this is too many. But I would say, again, this may be the case of this is different from the UK or wherever you are in Europe than the United States, but I would only keep your education to, I'd say, 2 or 3 max. So pick the top 3, I guess, and one of them is going to be your university, I assume. And then this is kind of a nightmare. Also, their ratio is 150 to 1, so they're having real problems. And honestly, I can already tell there's so much wrong with this based on the formatting. Okay, so this sentence is really difficult to actually read. It did say stakeholders, but again, I'm not really caring about deadlines. I'm caring about that you've convinced them, essentially, that you've talked to them. But served as the primary contact for internal stakeholder students, ensuring consistent, high-quality results. What did you do? Here's my problem. I don't know what you do. I don't know how managing the exams is equivalent to being a business analyst. Engage in process revision following exam cycles, improvement for bottlenecks using process tool. Process mapped exams of as is to be statements. So here's my problem. I don't see almost any keywords. I see stakeholders, which is good, but I don't see SQL. I don't see data analysis. I don't see Tableau. I don't see Power BI. I don't see Looker. I have to get all the way down here until I get Excel and Word and PowerPoint. Except if you're a business analyst, you cannot just say proficiently utilized. That means nothing. I need to know what it is, which is Excel, how you used it. Like, did you do VLOOKUPs? Did you do pivot tables? Did you do whatever X and Y? And then why you did it. Specifically for a business analyst, you cannot just drop Excel and then leave it alone. An entire bullet point could be dedicated to Excel as a business analyst. So, yeah, I analyze student performance, deliver insights. But why? What was this for? Look, I don't know if this was written by like ChatGPT or something. It may not have been, but these are very poorly written bullet points. You barely have any of the keywords. So you're wondering if it's too late to switch industries. And no, the issue is not the industries. It's specifically that your resume bullet points are bad.
I don't think I could move you forward with this. A manager would see this and say, like, they say business analyst and project manager, but I don't even see that. Like, what insights? You're not telling me enough. It's what, which is the keyword and qualifications. How did you do that? And why did you do that? And here, you don't tell me why you do anything. All of these are either missing a what, or they're missing a what or a why. And you kind of do how, but yeah, none of this works. And yeah, this doesn't, I'm already scanning. This doesn't give me any keywords. I need this to be simplified. I need you to make this a summary sentence that describes what you do. Because in this entire thing, I don't know what managed exams mean. I don't know what you do. You say you're a leading economics program administrator, but I don't know what that does. I don't know anything about this. You haven't told me. You're basing the fact that the recruiter has the necessary knowledge to do this, and they probably don't. And even if they did, they wouldn't understand this. So this resume needs to be just deleted and remade. You also have too many bullet points. I would say 5 or 7 here, unless you've been at there for like 10 years. But yeah, I need to know what this is. I don't know what this is. I don't know how this relates to to business analyst. So I'm not trying to be mean. I just want to say that, like, this isn't helpful. So I need to make sure that you write a summary sentence here, specifically here under each job, and then actually put the keywords and how and why you use them. So this is why you're getting 150-to-1 ratio, is there's nothing here that we can really use to move you forward with. So if you need more help, be sure to stop by the channel. I'll give you more help on the Twitch, but there's nothing really more I can do with it because there's nothing here for me to really move forward with, and everything is kind of wrong, so I can't really offer anything other besides you gotta redo the whole darn thing. So let's go to the next resume. All right, Firebrand, you did a resume skip the line. That was a channel point reward, so you're gonna get it. What was your title, and when did you submit it so I can find it? Submitted a few minutes ago, and it's back on Python software engineer. Okay. Back on Python. Okay, cool. Oh, you just said, hey, it's Firebrain. That's way easier. All right. This is 76.3. KISS FM 76.3.3. That is what this is going to be titled. All right. Let me get this up. Do you have any questions right off the bat on it? Or U.S. Okay, cool. You did not dox yourself. All right, John Wayne, let's go. Okay, let me read what you wrote. Pathfinder base as your feedback from last thing. The page is actually the same as the first page. The page doesn't have lines unless you're running after reviewing the resume bullet points. They may know which resume page looks easy to read. Not sure, but I'm open to seeing which. Okay, so I applied to a few more since last video. I hope to ratio, but I'm currently at 0. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna take a minute. So this needs to be italicized, essentially. It's very close. I need to really fix the actual formatting. I need to make it so that it can just like be done. So I don't know if you need this as a full review, but what is this Arial in 10.5? This should be 1, and I think the big issue is, yeah, this is too big. Remember, everything here should be Arial 10.5. Every single thing, even if the experience with bolding, should be Arial 10.5. So, even so the headings are a little weird. This right here is 14 font. These are 12. But everything below that is 10.5. Including the education and the experience, this and this and this. So this entire thing needs to be italicized. And I think you need a little bit, no, the gaps is fine. I think it's primarily the fact is that there's not like a space. Because look, there's a space between these. So again, this is not huge. Both of these are legible,
but considering you've got a lot of stuff in here, it's, you know, it could be easily missed, and that's what we're trying to avoid. So, because Python software, where did it go? Python, there it is. I swear I do non-IT stuff. So, let's see. That's what we're looking for. I know the following you mentioned should be italicized. Yeah, so this whole line should be italicized. This whole line should be italicized. And there is a gap. Just have a little space here. It's just easier to read. If this breaks to another page, that's okay. You've got 3 years. It's okay if it's a little long. But yeah, like, look, there's a little gap between these. So, because right now they're all crunched up together. So, everything here, 10.5. This, again, 12. This, 14. And then this italicized, this italicized, this italicized, etc., etc., etc. And that's kind of the only formatting issues, because I there is a reason it's precise. This is easier to read, but I don't know if this is the right font, but it's also Arial. So, but yeah, this is why this is italicized, is it gives a slight break. There is a space between these so that the mind can determine these are different ones. That's an intern. That's an intern. That's fine. That's an intern. That's fine. And this is good because you've been in here for over a year. So yeah, that's good. I know this is not the most interesting thing for the channel, but I want to make sure I give you the help. I don't know if I need to review this. Let me see if you're missing any keywords. Python is good. Immediately SQL, Azure Cloud, Docker Kubernetes, Git, and CIDC. Identify bottlenecks. That's fine. This may want to be a parentheses. And then work with team defensive-based dashboards, connect data retrieval time, architect normal scalable SQL using AR. Yeah, process data using Azure, perfect. Just into a Python backend. PyTorch. Yeah. Is there any cloud? Yeah, you did right there. I think you may want to move. It's fine. I think this is okay. I think there's this little thing. This should just be a parentheses. So yeah, is there anything else you needed specifically on this for formatting wise? Because I don't see anything off the top of my head that would really necessitate doing a full review of this. So is there anything else you need specifically with this? Because this is kind of just a formatting thing. Oh yeah, this is way easier to read. So yeah, that's way better too. Docker client, Azure, database, cloud. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, I don't see anything there. If there's anything API we have REST, we have Django. I mean, Django is nice, but it's not necessary. So, but you do have Docker, which is good. So yeah, anything else that you need specifically for this? Because I mean, I don't see anything else wrong besides some minor formatting issues. Mostly whether or not some keywords were noticeable not in the first section with Docker. Yeah, no, it's okay. The issue is the formatting here. So if you just fix the formatting, so space here, italicized, summary, you'd be good. Yeah, I mean, maybe make another sentence or move the Git and CI/CD. So, but this also should be a quotation mark. Not quotation. Also, thank you, Snack Overflow. That is the best kind of snack. Oh, I actually get that pun. Stack Overflow. Snack Overflow. That's cute. I like that. So, yeah, just because like we can fix it over here. Let's do the horrifying writing page real quick. Because it is like this. We're gonna make it look at 10.5, which admittedly is a little tough to see via this. Okay, so we're going to make it more than 10.5 for this because this is hard to see. Actually, no. Is that legible on the screen? That might just be this thing. Not quotation mark. Let me fix it. So Docker, Kubernetes. If possible, maybe move these to the second line or something, but overall this is fine.
So let me enhance this. Enhance! Where's enhance? Enhance! So, and in fact, is this easy? I think this is okay. Again, if you can move this Git and CI/CD to another one, but overall, solid. You just need to, the Kubernetes shouldn't be this, it should be this. Just because it's easier to read. So, but otherwise, that's solid. So, yeah. So that's clear to read. Yeah. I hope that makes sense. Is there anything else? Because overall, I think it's solid. What do you mean by moving Git and CI/CD? It's just a large amount of keywords. So if you could move this to another one, it would make it easier to read. But I don't know if you can or not, because that's more information than I know of IT. But like, if you could move it to like this one, that would be fine. You know, because this one only has fast APIs and dashboards, but it's just a lot. So if possible, maybe move this one to the second bullet point, and just like but if not, I think it's okay. I don't think this is the worst thing ever. Remember, there are varying degrees of bad, so this is not one of those bad ones. It's like this bad. Oh. Python, yeah. It does scream Python, because in the very beginning for each of these, it says Python. And that's enough that it goes Python, SQL, Azure, Python, AWS, Python, Docker, Kubernetes. This also should be that. But if you really are worried, I don't know if this is needed or not, you could just say Python software engineer. Or software engineer and I'm pretty sure you can fit that into one line, and it'll look like that. And that, if you can tell, if people in chat hopefully can tell. In fact, I will give that to chat. Is this easier to read, or am I wrong? I mean, I could be wrong. That's fine, but this is easier to read. So this is how it, like, this is what it looks like too. Obviously, the fonts are not exactly the correct one, because I have to put this on stream, and the stream view is going to be a little bit different than the view I would have if I was actually reading it in person. But yeah, like, oh, can I do a poll? I've never done a poll. I've done a poll once. Question. Is this easier to read? Yes. No. Who are you? Who are you? So, and duration 2 minutes. There we go. I'm gonna try a poll. There you go. No, yeah, this is why this looks better, and this is what this formatting looks like too. There may not be a gap here, but this is just specifically for the stream. There should be one in between here. So, yeah, but that's how it's gonna look, and then it's easier to read. Obviously, these would be the same font. It's just, again, this is the stream.
So, also, last time you mentioned that ABM was a bit vague term to use. Is ML system simulation a more intuitive term? ML system simulation is machine learning simulation, I believe, correct? So what? Why is this so little? Okay, what? Why? Why is this 16? Why is this all breaking right now? If you are worried about that, you can just put machine learning, which I assume that is system. I don't know if this is capitalized or not, but whatever. Systems simulation, and then you do ML, so that they know the acronym, and you teach them, and then you can use it. I assume this is capitalized, but I don't know if that's actually capitalized. Anyway, so yeah, that is how you should do it. And thank you, Rebooting Brain. Yeah, that is easier to read. The one vote. So that is how I would particularly do that one. Is you can do machine learning system simulation and then ML, or alternatively do it like this, which is machine learning ML system simulation. I don't know enough about that to know which one's accurate, because you still have to be correct. So is there anything else you need for your resume? Let's see, and then we can go to the next one, which was, no, that was the one we just did. Because, yeah, I didn't think I really needed to do a video of that one in particular. So, okay, perfect, good. I'm glad you were able to redeem the skip function, which is, I try to give that a reward for people. That's why the points are so high, and I may actually make them higher, is like, you know, I don't want somebody that's been watching my channel for a while, like, end up submitting their resume, and then the week and a half I finally do it, because it takes about a week and a half, they end up, you know, missing that stream for a bit. So I have to skip the line so that people can, you know, like, if they're here and they've been a loyal viewer, they can get some rewards for that. Because there's a lot of new people. Here's the thing, I don't charge. I do not ask any money from you, because I believe I am a recruiter first and a streamer career coach second. And I just will never be comfortable asking for money. That's why there's not any donations or bits or anything like that, is because I make money for my recruitment stuff. This is to help people. Now, if you have an Amazon Prime account, you do get a free Twitch sub once a month. So I will ask for your free Twitch sub, but I don't want you to spend any money on me. Because, you know, y'all are looking for jobs. You don't have money. That's just wrong. I don't want to ask you to have that. But if you do have the free Twitch sub, I will take that. So, what was I looking for? I completely forgot. My mind completely blanked. Okay, let's see. This is... okay, that was what I was looking for. Alright, office clerk. Trying to find an office job standing for several hours. I hate how they make everybody stand. I think that's so dumb. Like, at no point have I ever been at a grocery store and be like, oh, this person is sitting down, I'm going to take my business elsewhere. Like, no. That's not how that works. I hate that they have to make people do that. All right, office clerk. Let's see what this one is. I probably can guess what these keywords are, but data entry would be accurate as well. Okay, so obviously it's going to be Microsoft Office Suite. Like, that is going to be key of the keyword. Come from the database, independent passenger transcription force. So we're going to be able to do multitask. I don't know why I spelled it like that. Multitask and triage. Okay, office servants, this is the government, qualifications, be able to lift stuff, that's fine. So this is going to be grammar, punctuation, and spelling. This is typically, if you are in a non-punctuation, grammar, or spelling thing, your spelling, it's okay to misspell something. Like, it can happen, but if you are applying for, like, this type of role, you have to spell things right. So,
Office, Word, Outlook, yep. Let's see, diplomacy. So this is going to be internal, external, clients, customers. So we're going to do customer service / internal, external clients. Billing billing data. Let's see. So obviously Microsoft Office suites is going to be the biggest one. Accuracy, spelling, and accuracy. All right. High volume environment, independently we're in time. That's fine. Work weekends, but GED, Word, PowerPoint, degree, maybe a degree, GED. I think that's kind of it. I mean, an office clerk is not a lot of usually qualifications in particular. Yeah.
Oh, right. Bilingual would be huge. All right, that should be good. Let's go down here. 50 viewers. Riot Foam, I got rated. I got rated by Lana Lux, who everybody also should follow if they ended up here. Lana Lux is great. I like her stream vibe. It's so chill, and she has really good music. She's a game developer, so she's actually published games before. My information is correct. So, yes, this is why rating is important. I misclicked the button. Okay, office clerk. Good. And 3, 2, 1. This is a resume of an office clerk. We don't know how many they've applied to, and their message is they just want to find an office job because standing for several hours hurts, which I really hate how people make you do that, because like at retail and shoe stuff, I've never shopped and been like, oh, that person's sitting down, I'm gonna take my business elsewhere. I've never met anybody even who does that, so I really wish they let y'all have chairs, because it seems unnecessary to make everybody stand. But what we're going to be looking for specifically as an office clerk is Microsoft Office suites. Above all else, this is going to be the biggest thing, and that is going to include Excel, Word, PowerPoint, and Outlook. This needs to be there everywhere. I need to see this. In addition, what we're going to be needing is excellent grammar, punctuation, and spelling accuracy. If you are a software engineer, if you are an HR or recruiter, you know what? If somebody has an error in their spelling in their resume, it's okay. Mistakes can happen. But if you're applying specifically for an office clerk, you cannot have any errors in spelling or grammar. You need to have that triple checked. If they have spelling or grammar, you cannot have any errors in your resume. Then we're going to look for customer service, both internal and external, so clients, managers, customers, and then a GED if you have it, along with any other languages as a bonus. So let's see if we've got that. Detailed oriented worker with admitted self, quick learner. None of this matters. I want to be clear. I know everybody adds this. I don't think I've seen a resume get passed through if they say they are a quick starter or learner. This overview doesn't matter. If anything, you just want to say like transition to office clerk. Let's see. So, streamline the short selling workflow and automation, follow up process, tripling previous closure. This means nothing. I don't need that. Facilitate communication between office and client transaction, document processing for real estate. So here's my issue with this. None of this is what I'd be looking for. I will say the communication between clients and offices can be beneficial, but I really do need just, like, did you use Word? Did you use Excel? Daily communicating with major bank negotiation. Finally, this can be okay. Sensitive information, led to full-time employees, created property advertisement marketing. Man, they're not letting you sit down. That sucks. This sounds like a lot. Organized BP ads. Okay. I don't see, the only thing I see here, which is good, is customer service / external. So the fact that you are talking between people is good, but like in this, where's Excel? That Excel. All the way at the bottom. Where's Word? All the way at the bottom. That is already going to get you rejected. You need that here.
You need that here, a 1,000 times here. Also, holy moly, you were a fisherman. That's cool. But I don't know if that's related. This was from 2005 to 2006. I think you can safely delete this. So what we're going to be looking for is specifically, you said you were in, I think, Nevada. If you graduated from college, instead of this overview, what you just want to say is education, GED. That's it. Then maybe you have an overview that says looking to transition from real estate assistant. No, that's actually something that can be worked. Then what we're going to need is Microsoft Office. I need to see that peppered throughout your entire resume. Microsoft Office needs to be in like every third bullet point. I need to know how you used it. I need to know that you sent emails in Outlook. I need to know that you did budget reports in Excel. I need to know that you created documents in Word and then uploaded them as a PDF. That is critical. Then I need to know excellent grammar. That actually seems correct. I don't see any direct grammar issues. And that is kind of the issue here, and why you're going to have trouble with this is, in this, I can only really find this. But look, you've retrieved documents. I just need to know how. A perfectly fine sentence is, used Excel to input real estate stuff, where I would transfer it to a PDF to show clients and customers. That's fine. And then you can say, typed up documentation in Microsoft Office, Microsoft Word, and I sent it through Outlook to blankety blank. Those are good. I just don't get that here. So yeah, delete this, fix your formatting. Remember, you see it in the other one. There's a reason I have the formatting for, I think it works. And really, really, really nail down these three things, because that's all they're really going to be looking for, is that you've used the Office tools. Google Suites also can work. That you have excellent grammar, punctuation, and that you've done customer service. And you know what? I am going to add one that you've multitasks and triage stuff. So they're going to give you a bunch of different tasks at the same time, and you're going to have a bullet point of how you handled them. So how did you handle multiple tasks at the same time? But those 3 things or 4 things are going to get you a job. But this is not enough. And I think what really upsets me about this, and I'm not mad with you, I'm mad for you, is, because no one ever taught you this, and I understand that, is I'm sure you have these qualifications. I'm pretty sure you've done this stuff, but you're not going to get past it if you don't show it. Like, the thing is what, which is the keyword, in this case, Microsoft Office Suites, how you used it, and why you used it. Those need to be there. And maybe a summary sentence too here. The summary sentence goes under the job description, about like what you actually did, because I don't understand what you do. I don't. I've not done real estate. I don't understand this. I don't know what short selling workflow process tripling closure rate means. So you're going to have to explain it to me. But yes, this resume doesn't work, and you are going to have to redo a bunch of it. But I'm pretty sure once you do, you've got solid experience, you're going to get a job. You should be ahead of the pile if you actually follow this and put these keywords in. So let's move to the next resume. All right. So we are approaching the end of this stream. I usually do it for almost 3 hours. I just need to check to see, because I think I have another meeting. Yeah, I have other meetings and stuff to do. All right. Because I do my normal recruiting stuff like after this. So I'm going to give everybody a couple of minutes to ask any other questions they want, but then we're going to raid, and just like Lana raided to me, we're going to keep that gift going, because it's good. It's good and helpful to rate other streamers, because I was a beneficiary of it, and I want to share the love of that. So if anybody has any other questions, let me know right now. My schedule is Mondays and Wednesdays, 11 a.m. PST, and Tuesdays, 3 p.m. PST. If you ever need to submit your resume, go ahead. I just want to say thank you all for joining me. And again, I'm going to give everybody like a minute or two to ask questions, just in case, because I don't want to get anybody caught off. But yeah, I appreciate it. I really love the fact that everybody's here, and it makes me feel good. And I'm glad that y'all are learning and we can get you jobs, because that is the goal, is to get y'all jobs.
That is my goal. I want to make sure I get people jobs. So let's see who we can raid. I think I haven't raided. Oh, this guy is interesting. We have a PHP person, or we can have another video game dev. Thank you, Rebooting Brain. Thank you. So let's see. Are we gonna do? Let's do this guy. It's been a while since I've done it. I think he had really good music. I'm not sure. It's been a while, but I will see you all Monday. And then again, I know this is awkward. I'm going on vacation in like a week and a half, so don't panic if you don't see me for a week. I will be back. It's just I'm going to be out of I'm not going to be able to stream while I'm out of the, out of the country. I'm going with my fiance. This is kind of like our fiance proposal little trip thingy. So, but let's begin. Actually, let's raid. No, I'm going to do my fellow. We're going to raid a fellow Ginger. That's who we're going to raid. And oh, did he leave? No, here we go. We're gonna raid our fellow Ginger. He also power lifts, which I think is really cool. So let's begin the raid, and I just want to say thank you all for joining. I appreciate it. I wish I had a better outro than this, but I appreciate you all. So thank you. It really does mean a lot to me. And I will see you all on Monday. Bye.